yeah, this is crazy to say out loud, dude. I did fucking 10 pills. So they're 30 milligrams allegedly. It's 300 milligrams of Adderall. It's a fuck ton, dude. It's a lot, man. And yeah, I was like, it was right before I was about to get on stage and play. Um, I got some cocaine too, and I did a fucking rail blow off of 300 milligrams of Adderall. And I like looked at myself in the mirror, and I was just like, I like didn't know who I was. I was like, dude, what the fuck have I become?
Welcome to Beyond the Bass, a podcast where we go beyond the music and into the full, authentic stories of your favorite artists. No sound bites or surface level moments. This is truly a space for depth, honesty, and connection. It's my hope you'll walk away from this podcast feeling a little bit more connected to your favorite artists and maybe even a tad more inspired to pursue your own passions too. Today's guest is Ozztin Lombard, better known as Ozztin. He's an experimental bass producer known for his heavier, boundary-pushing sound design. His unique sound has earned him support from bass heavyweights like Excision, Taboo, ATLiens, and Zingara, and he's played major festivals like Lost Lands and Wakan. Feel free to listen in pieces or jump around as you'd like. Now let's dive in. Brother, look at
Yeah.
those socks, dude.
Oh, dude, shout
I
out my
love
mom, Robin, bro.
Your
Just
mom got you
yeah,
those
she gets
socks?
socks and underwear for Christmas, dude. Every year, keeps them fresh.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah.
I feel like it just matches your vibe. Like,
Yeah. Usually
know-
my socks don't match, ever.
ever?
Ever. Yeah, but since these are, I just pulled these out of the pack this morning, so
Oh,
they're gonna match.
Oh, wait, this is the first wear.
yeah, this is the first wear,
Dude, I'm so honored.
yeah,
thank
dude,
you.
yeah, bro. Honestly, dude, I haven't had an airhead in probably 5 years, but
Honestly, same.
honestly, I'm a little
Word.
bit of an airhead, bro.
Well, that's what I love about you. Just like you're fun, you're chill, like you're a goofy goober, like your
Oh, yeah.
energy just shines through. When I was listening to you on Talks of Taboo, shout out. I was just like, this guy's dope. And then like we
nice.
obviously met for coffee, and I'm just like, yep, he's exactly what I thought he was. Like
Yeah.
awesome, warm, like friendly, fun-loving dude. So I'm really stoked to have you here. And
Dude, yeah, thank you so much for having me, dude.
totally.
Yeah.
Cool. I am curious where that kind of goofy goober side of you comes from.
Yeah.
But to start, I love to always ask guests like, what do you hope people will take away from this episode?
To not take yourself too seriously. I don't know. Like maybe like I don't know. I don't know. We're just dudes having a talk, bro. Like I don't know. I don't know if that's a good answer or a bad answer.
There's no
but
right or wrong.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope you enjoy it, you know? I hope you
Okay.
I hope you enjoy this. Yeah.
We're just dudes having a talk. And
Yeah.
Ozztin is just a dude that
Yeah.
makes music. Just,
yeah.
Is that fair to say?
100%. That's
Okay.
That's the truth. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I would love to kind of rewind the clock
Yeah.
and like go into your childhood a little bit.
Okay.
And to do this, I like to prompt people.
Okay.
So could you reach under the cushion of your chair?
Okay. Like just like this?
Yeah. There's something under there. And open that up.
All right. What is this, dude? Oh, wow, bro. You dug deep.
I'm gonna put that over in the video.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so that's little Ozztin, huh?
Yeah, that's little me. Little me, dude. Yep. This is great, yeah. They caught me off guard.
Gotta keep it fun, gotta keep it
Dude,
loose.
yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna put it under his cushion.
Oh, yeah, man.
And for anyone else that comes on next, I might not put it under your cushion. So
Yeah.
stay on your
Like have it
toes.
fall from the ceiling or something.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
But tell me about who young Ozztin was.
I was I don't know. I was a fun little guy, dude. I was
Yeah?
really into plays and Toy Story and Peter Pan. Especially
Okay.
Peter Pan, dude. I wanted to fly.
Wow.
I really wanted to fly.
Wow.
And I thought one day I would be able to, but it never happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were kind of like a dreamer back then.
Oh yeah, I've always been a dreamer, baby. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Where do you think that comes from?
I don't know. Maybe my parents. They were always like, you can do whatever you want. You know, like it's pretty stereotypical, but you know, and yeah, I don't know. I've. It's just something I've like. I guess when I was young, I don't know where it really came from, but as I've gotten older, it's like, well, if that person has done it, why can't you do it? You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
kinda like that route. But yeah, as a kid, I was always a dreamer, and I've always liked to entertain. Like, when I was a young kid, I liked to entertain. Like, I'd gather all the neighborhood kids, and we would do, like, plays and stuff.
No way.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait, wait, how did this come about? Like, you're just like, "I wanna do plays?"
So my neighbor, he was, RIP, his name David was his name, but he was he was like, at the Erie Playhouse where I grew up. It's like where the theater was. He was like the guy running it. So he would always put on plays, and then my family and I would go, and I was just intrigued as a kid. Like, it's make believe, but you feel real. You get so invested into the story. And then yeah, I was just drawn to that as a kid. So I'd get all the neighborhood kids and be like, yeah, we're putting on a play today.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah.
So you just became the leader of this play squad,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
and
Yeah.
then but then what happens? Like, did you come up with the script? Like, how does this work?
I don't know. I don't
You don't
remember the
remember?
scripts or anything. It was
Okay.
always just like, we're just gonna have fun,
Yeah.
and mom and dad watch. Yeah.
Interesting. So you
Yeah.
were the guy. You were kind of like the point man, getting everyone together, like
Yeah.
letting, like almost introducing everyone to this more playful side.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, yeah. I remember, to like fast forward a little bit, in high school. Remember morph suits?
Like,
That's like the skin tight suits.
oh
They're
yeah,
like
yeah,
green.
yeah.
Yeah. So in high school, my buddies and I was like, yo, we should wear these to the baseball games, because we had a minor league baseball team in my city, and we put on morph suits, and then we called ourselves the dudes in suits.
No
Yeah, and we would
way.
just go around the crowd and just like sit with people and like mess with people. And eventually, like, we created a Facebook page. It's probably still on Facebook. And then the baseball team eventually like reached out and were like, "Hey, do you want to like come onto the field?" And then yeah, yeah,
That's so fun.
yeah, yeah. But I've always been
Oh
like
man, I wish
creative
you would
and
have dug up some of that.
dude, yeah. I mean, that'd be a hard find, bro. Be a hard
I
find.
mean, I was
Yeah.
yesterday. I was in the
Digging.
depths.
Yeah, dude.
In the
Oh,
depths.
nice, dude.
Be scared. No,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
kidding,
no,
I'm
yeah. You want my social? Yeah.
kidding. Cool. That's really cool. And so, like, what was the dynamic like in your household? Because you're the oldest of. You
Yeah.
have two younger sisters.
Two
Yeah.
younger sisters. Yep. Yep. Two younger sisters. Mom and dad. They worked. It was pretty chill. It was like, I had it pretty good growing up.
Why do you say that?
Because I never questioned if my parents loved me. It was very like
Oh,
pure love, which I feel very blessed and lucky to have, honestly. Because not everybody, has that. Especially like joining the Marine Corps, like opened up my eyes to just like other people's worlds. Because you grow up kind of sheltered in high school. Some people do. I kind of did. And then you get, I remember in boot camp, and there's just this kid who was like, yeah, my dad died of AIDS when he was like
oh
10, and he was
my
like
God.
on the streets, and I just remember being in boot camp, like, wow, I had it really lucky growing up, like my family, we weren't the richest by any means, like we are like middle class, and then eventually lower middle class, but um yeah, my parents, they always like, they did great as far as making us like feel loved, and like, to talk about your feelings and stuff. Like,
Wow.
yeah, during like dinner times, my mom created this thing where it's like you talk about your highs and lows. So it's like, what's
Mm.
your high of the day and what's your low of the day, and then you talk about it. Yeah.
Wow. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
that this.
dude, I hated it when I was a kid, but as I've gotten older, I'm like, wow, that was really beneficial and good.
It sounds like a really kind of healthy dynamic, like
Yeah.
household dynamic.
Yeah, yeah. It was really good. It was, yeah.
I don't mean to assign a story to it, but like I'm just thinking, like, wow, like you're encouraged to talk about your feelings, like you're talking
Yeah.
about the highs and lows, and everyone's encouraged to share. It just sounds really nice.
Yeah, yeah, it was nice. Like, at the time, I didn't like it or really understand it, but, it's something,
Yeah.
as you get older, I'm like, I appreciate that, you know?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I actually
Yeah.
just want to make sure you're still in frame. Okay, sorry about that, people. We were just figuring out some logistics. Okay, cool. So your parents were super supportive. Did that kind of come with like any cost? Like, did you ever feel like because your parents were so supportive that maybe there was an obligation or pressure to be something they wanted you to be or be something?
No, not really.
Okay.
Yeah, no. No, not really. Like, they were just like, do what you like. Like, I wanted to play hockey, but it was a little bit too expensive. That would
Mm,
bum me out, but no, they were always supportive, and they never like, wanted me to go a certain direction. They're just like, yeah, figure it out, be who you want to be.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think they were like that?
Um,
Because you were like the oldest, so it's not like they had experience before.
right, right. I'm not sure. I don't know. That's a good question, but I don't know. My dad didn't have a dad. His dad was like out of the picture at a very young age.
Wow.
So I think that like I don't know if that had something to do with it though. My dad was just like, I just want to be a good dad, you know? And he's a great dad. Still to
Yeah.
this day, yeah. Yeah.
That's a good segue because I know you mentioned on Taboo's pod that like you were close with both your parents.
Yeah.
I'm curious like what those relationships looked like.
Yeah.
I imagine they were different, and I think you said your dad also has like half an arm or
Yeah, yeah.
something.
My dad's got half an arm, yeah.
Wow.
He's a G. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's just born that way. Um, but no, the relationship it's good. I should I don't I talk to my parents on the phone about like once a week, you
Oh
know.
wow.
I see them when I can, you know, like if I'm ever like Erie where I grew up, it's in between Buffalo, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland. So if I'm ever playing in any of those cities, I'll go see dad, stay there for a little bit. And then my mom
Cool.
lives in Florida. So like I'm playing in Tampa in a few weeks. I'm gonna go down and stay with her for a few days.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah.
And so like growing up, you were always close, or was there?
Yeah, yeah, we were always close.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Like my mom would take us on like we'd have date nights where she would just take out one of the kids. You know, that was like once a month maybe. Something like that.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah. It's good quality time.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
This is cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me grab something else for you.
Yeah. I like your pants by the way, dude. Those are sick.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, dude. Okay. I just burped into the mic.
Good.
Let's see. Oh yeah.
Tell me about your sisters.
They're cool. They're cool,
They're
dude.
cool.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like there was some bullying back in the day.
Oh yeah, dude. I was obsessed with WWE as a child, so I choke slammed them all the time, bro. Yeah, yeah. It was never that bad, but no, we had yeah. My youngest sister, Hannah, she was a massive Justin Bieber fan. She kind of still is, but like her room, like you couldn't even there was no wall space because of all the Justin Bieber posters. There's magazine cutouts and stuff like that. And you know, my mom, my this is this will be funny. Just for her, if she ever sees this, but my mom was like genuinely worried about her obsession with Justin Bieber because she's like, what happens when she like gets a boyfriend? You know, is it gonna be like obsessive?
Yeah.
It wasn't, which is good. She's engaged now.
Cool.
Yeah, and then Erica's like she's one of my like, favorite people. Hannah is too, but Eric and I, she's
Playing favorites.
yeah, yeah, no. Erica's funny, dude. She's a hoot and a holler, big stoner. She's chill. Like Hannah and Erica, they're very different from each other. Um, Hannah loves Justin Bieber. Erica like loves rap music and stuff like that. I've kind of gotten her into dance music and stuff, which is cool. But yeah, Hannah's she works for like a crisis. She graduated college. She works for like she's going for her master's right now. She works for like a crisis hotline. So
Okay.
like people call her and then she'll go with like her coworker like up to like people's house who are like going through it.
Wow.
So it's like instead of the police show up, like she shows up. And it's like a lot of like mental health stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really
It's intense.
cool.
Yeah,
And
it's intense. Like I like worry about her sometimes because I'm like it's
Yeah.
you don't know who you're gonna pull up on and like there's definitely some like, you know, people who are really going through it that can be like violent and stuff, but I don't think she's had to deal with anything too crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, then Erica, she's in Florida with my mom and my stepdad, and she works at like a doctor's office, like reception and stuff. But she's a big chiller. Like Eric and I are very similar. Like we're just big chillers. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
And were you like? I know you kind of like WWE smashed them, and like we're a little bit of an older brother with a little violent, bully maybe tendencies. Like, were you guys close growing up?
Yeah, we were close.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did that look like?
I don't know. We had a lot of Kraft mac and cheese. I don't know. It was just like normal sibling like hangouts, I guess. Like we would watch like movies and like shows together. And then Hannah's like 5 years younger than me. So like we weren't as close at like when we were younger, but like as we've gotten older, we've kind of gotten like closer. Um and then yeah, Hannah and I actually used to like pick on Erica. Like we would like she'd be in the bathroom, we would just like open the door and just like run. Yeah. We like yeah, 'cause she's the middle child, and I think the middle child gets it the hardest sometimes.
I'm only one of two, so
One of two?
I can't speak from experience,
Yeah.
but I can imagine it.
Yeah. I don't know why. And then Eric and I, we would like I remember we would be like, Hannah, just say fuck. You know, like just swear. And then like she was like such a goody two shoes that we'd be like, dude, I'll give you $5 if you just say fuck. Like she would never do it, but
That's great. A little instigator.
yeah, dude. And then one time, my mom, back to the Justin Bieber thing. My mom got Hannah tickets to go see Justin Bieber. My mom was like, you know what? I don't really want to go. Austin, do you want to go? And I was like, yeah, I'll go see Biebs, dude. And like there was this Justin Bieber impersonator. It was in Cleveland. There's this impersonator on top of this like roof, not on a roof, but like in a parking garage, like up top. And he would just like show his head. He had like the hair at the time, like the gelled hair up, and like there's like thousands of like young girls just be like, oh my god. I think it was like a junior or
And
senior
you.
in high school. Yeah,
And
me.
you were
I was
there.
like, oh my god, Justin's up there, dude. So yeah, I was like, Hannah, we're gonna go meet him. So we like book it, run up all these flights of stairs in the parking garage. Like Hannah's about to pass out. And then we get up there and it's just some dude who looks like him. And we're like, oh,
No
you
way.
turd, bro. You had everybody fooled. Then we went in the concert, right? We get their doors super early and like we're behind the stage because Bieber tickets are expensive.
Sure.
So like we were literally like up in the corner in the nosebleeds, like behind the stage. You couldn't see it all. It was a sold out show, but I was like, we're gonna find a way to like make this better, at least for Hannah. I was like, I don't really care like too much. Like I'm fine up here, but this is your life, so we're gonna like. So anyway, we found our way like down. We ended up getting like seats that were probably like $600 minimum though. It was like great, like in the middle, like you could see the stage phenomenally. We were like pretty close, not in the pit, but we got a good show. Moment he came on, she cried. The moment he got off stage, she was still crying. The entire show, my sister was crying.
Wow.
So Hannah, I'm putting you on blast right now. Yeah,
Get blasted, bro.
yeah. And then when Justin Bieber got arrested, she broke up with him, and it was sad. She started taking out her posters.
Wait,
bro.
hold on. But were you crying?
No, I was like
what were you like at the show?
Oh, I was enjoying it. He's a very talented guy, At the time though, it was not cool to like Justin Bieber, you know?
Yeah.
It was not cool. Like I think it was what tour was it? The Believe album. So like it was like he hit puberty, but like it was still like, you like Justin Bieber, dude? Fucking pussy. And I was like, I mean, you can't like he's good.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, he's very talented.
He's a very talented guy, like a generational talent.
Sure.
But no, I enjoyed the show, and after that I was like, you know what, I'm somewhat of a believer, dude. Yeah. And it was birthday.
Quote that. Clip it.
Clip it, dude.
Chat, clip it.
I'm a believer, dude. But yeah, he was born March 1st, 1992 on a Tuesday. Hannah instilled that into my brain.
March 1st.
19. Yeah, I think she knows
March
his blood
2nd
type.
is also a date of yours that's important, yeah?
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
We're going to get to that later.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep them coming, by
Yeah.
the way. You stay on your toes.
All right, dude. Yeah. I'm here for it, bro. I'm here for it, dude.
No, I'm just totally playing. Cool. So, kind of like a closeted believer,
Yeah,
going
no,
into high school. or in high school.
yeah, in high school, yeah, I was a little bit more closeted. Now I'm like open. Honestly, I did not listen to the 2 new albums though.
Me either.
Yeah, like I listened to like 1 or 2 tracks. I'm like, this is like 40 tracks. I'll get to it, and I never did. But yeah. It's a
Maybe
lot
one
of
day.
music, bro. Yeah.
Maybe you'll throw it into one of your songs.
Dude, I remixed Too Much by Bieber.
Oh, see, I didn't go that deep.
Yeah,
apparently.
yeah. And then my buddy Velcro Shirt and I, we started a Beauty and a Beat remix a while ago. It's kind of like went nowhere, but
Yeah.
like the song's basically done, but it's like, I don't know if it's worthy of putting out, but maybe one day.
Okay,
Yeah.
I look forward to it.
Yeah.
Hey, you could just send me the private SoundCloud. Like,
I
no
got you.
big deal.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I understand, or you've described that you weren't a good student in high school. You didn't like school.
Oh, no. Yeah.
So, like, why? Like, why didn't you like school? Like, what did you not like about it?
No, I was just like learning shit that I just didn't care about, Like there were some classes that interested me, and like the ones that did interest me, I did well in, but like again, ADD like a mofo too. Like I was on like ADD meds that didn't really work, like, but I hated math. And then I remember one time my 6th grade teacher, fucking Mrs. Walsh, dude, she was like,
Put her on blast.
yeah, bro. She was just like, Ozztin, why are you here? And I was like, 'cause I have to be. And it's just like, like, yeah, it was when we were learning fractions, bro. Not for me. Not for me. Yeah, and I kinda knew at a young age too. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna go to college. Like, I don't
Mm,
like, like this is all, I don't know, pointless. Not really. School's good and it teaches you structure, but like, why do I need to learn fractions? And
yeah.
especially at the time we had calculators, like obviously that we didn't have like ChatGPT where you could get everything you needed answered, but I was like, we can just do this on a calculator. Why do we got to do this like long form thing? But yeah, just not school wasn't for me. Like history interested me like at a younger age. I still didn't do that well in it. Um, but the little bit of college I did, I got an A in history. So I was like, this is cool because it's storytelling, And
Mhm.
it's just like, oh, this is stuff that happened. I'm interested. But outside of that, yeah, no, like, yeah. And that's just not for me, dude.
No, that's
Yeah.
totally fair.
Yeah.
You had a tweet from way back then that said, "The shit is easy," referring to high school.
Oh my God, bro.
So
Really?
was it easy?
Maybe during my senior year.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't remember what year it was, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
found that interesting.
Yeah, that's so funny, dude. God, I've probably some probably some questionable old tweets, bro.
No, nothing too bad.
Okay,
I
cool.
went through every single one.
Dude, I'm impressed, dude. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
Well, listen, I want like I'm just a curious guy,
yeah.
uh, and I found some good stuff in there,
Yeah.
as we can see.
Yeah, you
But
did.
no, nothing that was like really out of left field. But some
Okay,
things
cool.
that will come up,
Yeah.
but nothing that's like damaging or gonna
Okay,
like
yeah,
be
yeah.
like, what the fuck? Why did you just bring that up?
Yeah, it's definitely
Or
a little
maybe I'm
turd.
lying.
Yeah, you might be, dude, because I felt like I was a little turd in high school.
Yeah, well, I
Yeah.
don't know. I didn't think so. But
Alright, cool, cool.
okay, so you knew you didn't want to go to college.
Yeah.
How did the military come about?
Um,
Or I'd say the Marines, because let's be more specific.
alright, yeah, well, like, the Marines came a little bit later. The
Okay.
military came from Top Gun, bro.
Really?
I mean, kind of, yeah. My dad, he took me to air shows as a kid. We go to the Cleveland Air Show, like, every year and see fighter pilots and, like or not fight we'd see fighter jets, and then we get to talk to some fighter pilots, and that was, like, really, really cool to me, and, I wanted to be able to fly when I was younger, Peter Pan, so I think it just, like,
Mm,
it I don't know, there's something there. Um, but yeah, the air shows were big, and that was like, "Oh, wow, the military looks pretty cool and badass," and, I liked movies growing up, like, watching, like, The Hurt Locker and, like, Platoon and, like, all those movies. I was like, "Oh, wow, that's badass, that's cool," and I knew wasn't good at school, so I was like, "Well, what am I gonna do?" And
mm,
so I kinda, like, the military was, like, intriguing to me, and it just seemed, like, hard. I don't know why I was, like, attracted to hardness, but,
mm,
I was like, "This looks hard and difficult and like a challenge."
mhm.
You get to travel the world and do fucking wild stuff. Um, so I was like, "Okay." And at the time, like 9/11, I remember that. I was like in kindergarten when that happened, and I was just like, "That's fucked up." And then there's like a war happening. And I was like, "Well, I want to serve my country." I mean,
Mm.
honestly, like the like I don't know. I said it on the Taboo podcast, but I like hate the federal government. Like
Yeah.
like
That was gonna come up
yeah,
later.
yeah. I'd like I'm not my beliefs, like, for my love of my country are still somewhat there, but not with all this stuff coming out, I'm just like, I can't get behind a lot of this, and
Mhm.
especially, like, 9/11 seems like an inside job, but I'm not trying to go on a rant here, but, like, eh,
Yeah.
they had us fooled, and, like, as a kid, I felt like, they had us fooled and stuff, but the military was intriguing, like, just that was, like, badass to me at the time.
I find that interesting because you rejected structure,
Yeah,
right? Like, you rejected
yeah.
being told what to do, learn fractions in
Yeah,
high
yeah,
school,
yeah.
yet you go into, like, probably the most structure you can go into.
Yeah, yeah. I needed it at the time. That at the I don't know why that is. That is interesting.
Yeah.
Like, cause I was like, I don't like school. I didn't like waking up early. Like, I always like obeyed my teachers and stuff. I was never like a bad kid or anything. But yeah, I don't know. My dad also, him having half an arm. I know, like, if my dad had two arms, I wouldn't be here because he would
Mm.
have joined the military. Never would have probably married my mom and had us kids. But I don't know if that's part of the reason too. Like subconsciously, I was like, I want to serve for my dad as well. I mean, to this day, it was like this is the greatest thing I ever did.
Mm.
Like, at least to develop into like the man I am. I guess it sounds kind of weird, but it's I think it's true.
Sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it provided pivotal structure in your like formative early adult years.
Yeah. And like, I did want to become a pilot though, like really badly. But going to these air shows, talking to these pilots, like, well, you have to be really good at math. And I was like, I remember I tried. I was like, I'm gonna give this math thing a try, and it's just not for me, bro.
Yeah.
It's a language I cannot speak. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
Interesting.
took me a while to like learn how to DJ properly because I'm bad at simple math, dude. Yeah.
I think you're figuring it out.
Yeah.
I would say you figured it
Yeah,
out.
I got to figure it out. Yeah.
So, okay, so you wanted to be a pilot.
Yeah.
What happened?
The math thing would like turn me off, and I was like, okay. Talking to the pilot's like, oh, you have to go to college, and I was like, I don't know if the pilot thing is gonna happen, But I was still like, well, I still want to join the military. And I talked to all the recruiters, like I talked to all the branches, and I wanted to become like once I knew pilot was like out of the picture, I was like, okay, I think I want to be a rescue swimmer in the Navy.
Oh,
That sounds cool. You jump out of helicopters into water, to like rescue people. That sounds like adrenaline and exciting and like, really cool. Talked to the Navy and they were like, well, you're probably going to be on a ship for like 3 years, even with
Mm.
that job. And I was like, okay. And the Coast Guard was like intriguing too, because the rescue swimming in the Coast Guard is like much cooler than the Navy. No offense to the Navy, but that's like, because you're doing stuff like domestic, just in like the United States. So like hurricane relief and stuff, like the Coast Guard will go out
mm.
and like rescue people like that are stranded and stuck, or like a boat capsizes. Like they're much more active because like a
Mhm.
rescue swimmer in the Navy is just you're a rescue swimmer on a Navy ship where 99% of the time nobody's gonna go overboard. So like it's not gonna be that cool.
Yeah.
So there's no Coast Guard recruiting office in Erie. There's one in Pittsburgh, which is like a 2-hour drive. So I didn't even really talk to them. And I had a
Mm.
family friend who was in the Coast Guard for like 20 years, and he was like, it's a very like long, hard process to get into. And I was like, well, I want to get the fuck up out of here.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm 18. I'm about to graduate high school, and I want to leave as soon as possible. So then talked to all the branches. I was like, Army, Navy, I don't want to be stuck on a ship. Traveling the world seems cool, but I don't want to be living in a ship. Air Force, too soft. Whatever, dude. Yeah. And then Marine Corps, I was like,
After realizing you couldn't be a pilot,
yeah, I was
then
like,
they're
yeah,
too soft.
yeah. It's like, oh yeah, the Air Force. Yeah. There's a funny saying. It's like there's only two branches of military: the Navy and the Army. The Marine Corps is a cult, and the Air Force is a corporation.
Mm.
So yeah, I joined the cult one because boot camp was intriguing. Like watching Full Metal Jacket, I was like, this is like hardcore. So that's the one I ended up going.
So you
with.
just thought it was cool. Like I'm just hearing like you just wanted to do cool
Yeah, I
shit.
thought dress blues were like cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought like the uniform was tight. All the movies, watch like like Full Metal Jacket and stuff. Thought that was pretty neat.
And but was your grandfather in the military?
No, my
So-
uncle.
okay, that's what it
Yeah,
was.
my grandfather's brother, my great uncle.
Okay.
He got drafted in Vietnam. Made it back, thank God. He got shot in the back though, which is gnarly. Yeah,
Yikes.
yeah. And then my mom's brother, my uncle Jeff, he was in the army.
Yeah.
But like nobody in my guess like direct. Yeah.
No, I'm so curious because like it wasn't something I ever considered growing up
Yeah.
for whatever reason. Maybe
Right.
just like there wasn't my town where I grew up wasn't that big into recruitment.
Yeah.
But so I'm just curious like how it came about when like none of your immediate family was like active in the military or whatnot. And what I'm hearing is that I guess it sounded cool to you.
Yeah.
You didn't worry about putting your life on the line?
No, I mean I was a dumb kid, man. That's how they get it. That's how they get all these 18-year-olds to join. Like I wanted an infantry contract really bad too when I was joining the Marine Corps because there was still an active war going on in Afghanistan. I was like, I want to be there to help. And again, like it feels weird for me saying that out loud because we shouldn't have been there. But at the time, we were fooled. Like I don't think we shouldn't have been there at all. But yeah, I wanted to like I wanted to shoot guns.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And do the shit that was in the movies. Thank God it did not work out though, because there was no contracts available for infantry until like the end of September.
Mm.
And I was like, okay, well, I graduate in June. I want to go in June. So
Mm.
then they're like, okay. So I do the processing and stuff, and I found out I'm like partially colorblind. So it eliminated all the jobs that I wanted to do. Because when I joined the Marines, I was like, okay, I either want to be infantry or firefighter. And then the infantry contract was whiles away, and the firefighting gig, they're like, you're colorblind, you're disqualified. I was like, okay, well, what's the fastest way to get me out here? They're like, cook, motor T, which is like you drive trucks. Um, and there's like a few other ones like supply and stuff. None of them made me like super interested.
If I can interject,
Yeah,
like
please
what
do.
was the rush?
I just wanted to get out. I just wanted to leave
Why?
Erie, Pennsylvania. I don't know why. I think it was just like,
Like how did it make you feel like just sitting there?
well, so you sign the papers to like join the military and stuff, and then it's just a waiting game. And I was like, I'm tired of like thinking about how this is gonna go in my head. I just want to do it. I just want to become a Marine. I was like, that. I think that's it. I wanted to become a Marine as fast as possible. And so I went in open contract, which means the Marine Corps picks your job, and I just didn't want to be a cook. That was it. I was like, well, if it's gonna be a while for infantry, I'm gonna take this gamble and see what the military wants me to do. And I got picked up by supply, which was it worked out. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, wasn't the coolest
And that's
job.
basically UPS as
Basically,
you described it.
yeah,
I
basically.
don't necessarily want to rehash everything you've already said.
Yeah,
but
yeah. It's
for people
essentially
that haven't heard the Taboo podcast.
yeah, it's basically UPS for the Marine Corps. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, warehouse stuff.
What's really interesting to me is you chose the Marine Corps, the few, the proud. Like there's some air of prestige in that, right? In your decision making.
Mm-hmm.
What's interesting is all throughout your life, you've almost like rejected this cockiness, arrogance aspect to people and like the world.
Yeah,
Yet like this is almost like a contradiction
yeah,
because like you actively sought out like the most prestigious one, right?
yeah.
So I'm curious, why do you think that is?
Um, I don't know. I think like I just thought I was the most badass at the time. Like
Yeah, yeah.
regardless of like thinking about like ego and confidence and like stuff like that. I don't think at the time I realized like that was a thing. I was just like the Marines are just like they're just the most badass branch. So I don't like it's good. I don't know why though, but I really I think I just really wanted to be something though too, like to prove to
Mm,
myself I could do hard shit, you
mm.
know. I remember telling my friends like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna join the Marines." Like, fuck you, watch, I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, I'm hearing chip on your shoulder. A little small one. Small
yeah.
chip.
No, for sure, for sure. Like that comes with being a Marine. Like,
Yeah.
like which I don't have the chip on my shoulder, but it like I think I guess maybe I've had this like thing where I've always just wanted to prove myself.
Yeah.
Maybe,
Ooh, I
or
like
like
that.
prove others, like, like I don't know. I don't know. Hope it doesn't come off douchey, but
No, I mean I think that's real and vulnerable. Like
yeah.
I certainly have in periods of my life and probably even still today, like I almost said fall victim, but it's not a victim to anything. It's like there's a part of me that wants to prove myself. Like, hey, I could do stuff to myself and to other people. Like
Right.
this podcast, like I want this podcast to exist. I
Yeah.
want to prove it to myself and other people that I can. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, how far back do you think that that idea started to form?
Um, I don't know. I think I guess like probably along like when I was very young, like doing like as far as like the entertaining thing goes, l- like I don't know. That's a good question, but I'd say it goes way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Honestly,
love that you're really thinking about it.
yeah, cause like the dudes in suits thing, and then like me and my buddy Brandon, who's still one of my best friends to this day. Like and when we were in third grade, we started writing we wrote comic books or like not I guess they weren't comic books, but we funny enough, dude, we wrote a Goofy Goober because SpongeBob the movie. We made a Goofy Goober series, and then third grade we would just like we made like all these different like Goofy Goober stories. And then in high school we started a YouTube channel and just
Wow.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
Yeah, that's such an interesting, I don't know if the right word is dichotomy, but it's like Goofy wanting to be seen and then at the same time rejection of those that are
yeah,
making themselves
yeah.
bigger than they are, maybe even seen.
Right. It sounds like I don't know when you're saying this. When I'm saying this out loud, am I an attention whore? I don't know. Like, I don't want to be. I don't think I am. I just like to create stuff. I don't know.
I don't think you are
Yeah.
either because it feels authentic.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, I don't think, well, I don't know you that well,
Yeah.
but like it feels like an authentic, like energetic expression. I mean, that might sound way too spiritual and woo woo, but it just
No,
feels
yeah.
like it's authentic energy as
Yeah.
opposed to like you trying to do it.
Okay. Well, thank you. Yeah.
But it does seem like it traces back to like very early days.
Yeah. I don't know where it came from though, honestly. Like thinking about it, like I don't know. I don't know.
Do you want to think about it some more?
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking right
Oh,
now,
okay.
but
Well, hey,
yeah.
we can give you time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's
I don't. I like. I guess there's not one moment
fair
where
enough.
like. Yeah.
Okay, so you join the Marines. You go. What is that experience like for you? Right. Give me like the expectation versus reality of you being in the Marines now.
Um. The expectation was I thought it was gonna be a lot more fun than it was.
Mm.
The reality was it sucked, but it was fun, but it sucked, and it's fun because you're trauma bonding with a bunch of other people, like, and it's like I don't know. I have so many great memories and bad memories from the Marine Corps, um, but yeah, the expectation was like I thought I was gonna do 20 years,
Oh wow.
did 4, yeah. I thought I was gonna do this for like it's like that's what I want to do, but
When did that start to change? Like
um,
when you realize, like, oh, wait a second, maybe this isn't exactly what I thought it was going to be.
um, probably when I came back from deployment, I was that's kind of when I got into electronic music too, and that's when I like after like my one of the main things I wanted to do when I joined the military was just travel the world, right? And I got to do that. And then I was like, okay, and I got lucky because I was the first guy with my MOS, which is like your job, in 10 years to go on a MEU, which is you go on a Navy ship. It's funny, I didn't want to join the Navy, but when I was on the Navy ship, it was the best experience of my military career
Mm.
because I got to go to all these different countries and stuff. Um, and then when that deployment ended, I was like, okay, the biggest box is checked off. And then I really started to hate the structure.
Mm.
I really started to hate the structure when I got back. Because there was people who were leading me that never left North Carolina. And I was like, that's when I had a chip on my shoulder. It's like, fuck you, dude. I deployed your boot. Like a boot is like your boots don't leave the United States. So it was like that I
Mm.
kind of did have a chip on my shoulder. I don't think I was ever mean to anybody or, did anything negative to anybody, but I was just like, yeah, this isn't for me. And then I was just getting older and realizing like, okay, I'm around a bunch of there's there's a bunch of ego and like just douchebags. And like after getting different perspective from going to like Africa and stuff, it's very like humbling. And I don't know, I was just like, y'all ain't shit. Like none of us are shit, you know?
Mm.
Um, and that's when I got back from deployment though, I really started to like hate the structure. And then I was like, okay, I'm probably gonna be done after this.
Yeah. What did you hate about the structure?
Oh, dude, like we'd have uniform inspections at 5 in the morning for and then you would get your ass chewed if like there's these things called like Irish pinnings or something. It's like when there's a little piece of like yarn or something. Actually, right here. See that?
Uh huh.
That's like an Irish pinning in a uniform. And if any of those were poking out of your uniform, you'd get in trouble. So it's like we'd have these crazy uniform inspections, like, oh, this is out of whack, and then you get blasted for it. You get like, you know, you you get put on blast in front of all of your peers and stuff. So it's humiliating, and like, and I was like, why does it fucking matter, Like, and then just always like the Marine Corps, they always have to know like where you're at and stuff like that. Like, I remember I started like going to shows and
While you were in the Marines.
yeah, while I was in the Marines, like especially when I got back from deployment, I was like, I want to go to all these shows and stuff. But technically, when you're on a Camp Lejeune or when you're on a military base and you're active, you can only go certain miles away from the base. I think it was like 120 miles. So you could drive 2 hours away. All the sickest shows at the time were in DC, which is 5.5 hours from where I was, and I was going there every weekend.
Oh wow.
And I was like,
Wow.
yeah, like I was risking getting in trouble every weekend to just go to shows and stuff.
Mm.
Yeah. And
Okay.
that's so the structure that like another thing too is like they always need to know where you're at. You
Yeah.
have to request all this time off to like take leave and go anywhere. They always need to know where you're at. Drug tests. Like, I was just like, I want to be a free bird, dude. I want to experience life, and I don't. I want to be able to take acid and do mushrooms and like go deeper within myself and travel without having to knowing where 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 they have to know where I'm at all times. I didn't like that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's so fascinating because like that's so clear. I feel like it's been clear throughout your life, and like you rejected the structure in high school, and then you go and join the
Yeah.
most structured thing. It's like
Yeah.
kind of like, well, obviously you're rejecting the even more intense structure, you know?
Yeah, yeah. At the time, though, I was like, joining. I'm like, no, this is cool. And then, actually being in the structure, it was cool at first, and then it's just like, no, no, this
Yeah.
is like too. This is just not for me. Yeah.
So when you got chewed out for, I don't even remember, like the piece of yarn that's hanging from your,
Oh, that was just like one of the times, bro. It was all the time.
but like
Yeah.
what about that was just so off-putting?
Because it's humiliating, man. Like,
Mm,
yeah, especially like I remember I was 2 weeks into the fleet. Fleet is just like where you end up getting stationed. So you finish boot camp, you finish combat training, you finish your job school, then you hit the fleet, and that's where you actually do your normal job. It's 2 weeks into the fleet, and every Friday you have to wear your Charlie's uniforms. So it's like your dress uniform to work, just in the morning, and then eventually you change. Dumb, right? You just show up to be, hey, Lombard's here, cool. Now change and go to work. But anyway, we were wearing our Charlies, and we were in the classroom getting a class on, I don't know, probably like sexual harassment or something. The military has all these classes that just you have to do. Um, and I was wearing Chucks, and like just like these, I had floods, like the uniform you have floods, and I had a Nike. You're supposed to wear black dress socks, and I was wearing black socks, and the Nike symbol was just a little bit lower so they could see it. Um, and then yeah, what the fuck? Like, like I was brand new, fresh into the fleet. There's like 40 people there. They call me up into the front of the classroom, and I'm just like boot camp mode. I'm like, I thought we were done with this. Like, just tell me to change my socks or I fucked up. But no, you're gonna just like humiliate. You're gonna humiliate me in front of all of my peers and shit. And like everybody, like all the junior Marines, like the younger enlisted people, they would go through similar things. Which is like that's the military though. Like
yeah.
you need to follow orders because at the end of the day, it's all due to like you not like in combat. It's all like combat oriented. Like if you don't listen, you're gonna get killed or you're gonna get your other Marines killed. So I get it, but at the same time, it's just like so extreme, and it's just like they're just socks, man.
Yeah.
You know, like so like in the Marine Corps justification, like you need to have hard people. Like you need to be able to like get your ass chewed out because it is like you're a war fighter at the end of the day.
Mm,
Like so I get it, but not for me.
yeah,
you know,
totally.
yeah.
So I guess like reflecting on that whole experience. Well, let me actually just acknowledge what you just said before I just jump to something else. That's I feel that it's like incredibly humiliating. Like here you are, you're someone that doesn't like to be like you like to be in the spotlight, but for good reasons, right? And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you like to be putting on a show and not be the show. Like
Mhm,
someone's reaming you out to make a show for everyone else.
mhm.
So I can imagine that's like very really hard to deal with, but also just like interesting because here you are now, like you're putting on a show for everyone, and you are the center of attention.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
we're gonna intertwine
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
whole thing. It's already happening. It's like
Yeah.
loosely formed in my head. But so you reflected on this experience as like hard and challenging that it was. Yeah, feel free to
Yeah.
sip the coffee. By all means, caffeine's a good thing here.
It's great.
Um, so you reflected on this experience and you said it's like about like really transformative part of your life. I don't know if you said the best time of your life, but
Yeah.
you spoke on it really positively. Why is that?
I made just lifelong friends. The perspective thing was huge. Like getting to see other countries and other cultures and stuff. Um, and learning the structure and discipline and like going through, the uniform inspections and boot camp, doing just like all that hard shit. It just, it made me realize that okay, like anything really is possible because like you're doing like just the challenge of being a Marine and stuff like that. Like that's why I gained so much from it and the self belief thing and like you know I don't know if that really answers the
No,
question,
it
but
does. What do you mean by self-belief thing?
um, just going through Marine Corps boot camp is insanely challenging. Like going on a deployment's insanely challenging. So I think it was just doing that really hard, those hard tasks, just made me believe in myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like I did pretty well in the military. Like I got out as an E5, which a sergeant, which is pretty rare for your like first term. So you become like a leader. Like at one point I was like the platoon sergeant for a little bit, so it means like you're in charge of all the Marines that are like a lower rank than you. So I had like 40 people
Mm.
that I would like, have to not look after, but if they fucked up, I got fucked up. Like
And how
as
old are you at the time?
21.
Wow. 21 and like responsible for
Dude, yeah.
40 people.
It's insane. I can't believe that. Like I just now it's like chasing this music stuff. It's hard for me to take care of myself, especially like a few years ago. And I look back on it, I'm like, wow, it's crazy. I had to like when I got back from deployment, I got sent off to do like this different duty, but it was kind of away from the platoon and the normal guys. But I had four younger men under me, and I had a whole warehouse to myself. And I was just like, yeah, Lombard, you're in charge of making sure this shit runs smoothly. And it's like, it's a lot of responsibility. And at the time, it doesn't seem like it, but getting out, it's just like, wow, like, and it's just a warehouse and some people you have to take care of. But it is like, I don't know. There's a lot of, I guess, pressure. But at the time, I didn't feel like it, but I don't know.
Like pressure on the role
Yeah,
that you had to look after these people.
yeah, because it's like you have to be their leader, and you have to lead by example, not be a shitbag, and But I was always I own my entire time like I was a leader for 2 years in the military. I only yelled at one person.
Mm.
I just hated yelling. It's like it's not how you when you yell at somebody, it's just like they're not gonna listen to you. Like talk to them like a normal human being, and then like the problem can be solved. But again, that's also when I was getting my ass chewed out for having
Yeah.
Nike socks on. Eventually, I became that guy as far as like the same role as him. Like I was the one leading everybody, and if somebody was wearing a Nike sock, I would never in a million years chew their ass out. But
Yeah.
I'm a chill guy. That's why another reason why I got out. It's just like I'm too chill for that
Yeah.
lifestyle.
Like, and did you find that you were the only chill guy?
No, no. There's a handful.
Okay.
Like
So you
my
didn't feel isolated at all?
no, no. There was some douchers or just people who like to yell, and that's how they wanted to lead or whatever. But no, I had a handful of people who were like leaders of me at the time, and that were chill and nice. And I was always like, if I want to be like them.
Mm.
Treat people like humans and kind of how they wanted to be treated. But
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that makes total sense. And it, of course, you don't like to yell at people because, like, you know how it made you feel, and it sounds like you don't want to make someone else feel like that.
Yeah, no, no, not at all. And it's just like if there's a difficult conversation, it's like, well, me and that, Marine can have a talk one on one, and I can be like, look, you're fucking up. And when you fuck up, I'm gonna get my ass chewed. So like fix your shit,
Yeah, yeah,
fix your shit. And if it doesn't, then it's like, okay, I'm just gonna give you negative paperwork. There's a lot of paperwork. So it's like basically I'm gonna write you up. But it's like, I'm gonna give you a chance to unfuck your shit and
yeah,
being nice about it. And not everybody's as nice as me. Those are like actual conversations I had, but
yeah.
not all the time, but here and there.
It's interesting. This thread of like you being a caring person is coming through, right? You cared for your sister, for Justin Bieber. Like, hey, we're gonna run up to the roof deck so you can meet him. Hey, we're gonna go to this show for you. It's like you were a caring older sibling, and here you are in the military with your brothers, as you'd probably call them,
Yeah.
and you're caring for them in a similar way.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to chew them out.
Yeah, no, no. I just, it's I don't know. You can just be nice. Like it's just be nice. Like put out good energy and I don't, there's just you don't have to be a dick. Why be a dick?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you mentioned that there was no kind of electronic music up until the Marines or a couple of years into the Marines.
Yeah.
So what was like your first exposure to that and like kind of paint that picture?
All right. So I guess the first exposure to electronic music was when I was in 3rd grade. I have this like just what is it, a core memory of the Every Time We Touch song. I remember I had a boombox in my room, and Star 104, the radio station, they always played that, and I just remember vibing super hard. It was, like, late night, and I just had that speaker up all the way. Every Time We Touch were playing, and, like, it was just resonating with me really hard. And as I got older, I found Swedish House Mafia when I was, like, in 10th grade. I think you know that song, "Who's Gonna Save the World?"
Yeah,
So
of
yeah, and
course.
it was just, like, made you feel something, but
We're the same age. We listen to the same exact
yeah,
music.
100%. Yeah, dude, yeah. Fucking we're about to be 30, right? You're about to be
Well,
30?
I just turned 30, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. Old as hell, boy. No.
95?
6.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense because you're turning 30, right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
same year in school.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, so, Swedish House Mafia, like, those were kinda just, like, the first, like, "Oh, I like this stuff," but I wasn't really exposed to it. I was, like, a radio kid. My parents didn't really listen. My parents listened to, like, John Mayer. My dad listened to, like, Rush and Iron Maiden and stuff. But yeah, and then my friend Andre, he had subwoofers in his car, and that was the first time I heard Excision, but I didn't like it at the time. That was 2014, right before we graduated. We'd go to school,
Okay.
and he's like, "Listen to this shit." But I was like, "It sounds like robots." Fucking dude, not for me. You know, I didn't get it at the time. But yeah, so after I joined the Marines, I hit the fleet. My friend Hannah, one of my best friends, she's so cool, dude. She took me to see Excision in Raleigh. She's
How
like,
many years into the Marines are you at this point?
oh, I was a month into the fleet, so I was I
Oh,
wasn't even in a
wow.
year in.
Okay.
Yeah, and we were 18 at the time, and I was the DD, so Hannah was drinking, like, Lime-A-Ritas and taking caffeine pills because drug tests. So, yeah, we go to the Excision show, I'm stone cold sober, and it was I couldn't really go to clubs or anything because I was 18. Um, I mean, I guess I could, but I'll get into that, a little later, but, yeah, we go to see Excision in Raleigh at the Ritz, and I was just blown away, and it wasn't necessarily the music, it was the energy of the crowd,
Mm.
of just everybody being nice and just, expressing themselves and dancing and having a good time, and it was just, like, all smiles and fun, and at uh, it was just escapism, and I didn't realize that until a little bit later why I was so attracted to it, but it was like, there's all this shit going on in the world, but for these 5, 6 hours, nothing matters other than we're just having a good time partying, listening to this crazy, weird music. Um, but yeah, it wasn't like, and Hannah too, we go to the show and I just don't see her the entire show. I'm just
Yeah.
by myself, like, sober, and I was just like, "What is happening?" And then she was crowd surfing, and I grabbed her leg, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like,
So it was less the music and more the vibe, like how you felt?
yeah, yeah. I remember it was Minnesota into Proto Hype into Excision. We were there from the start to the end, and I remember when Excision played a few house songs, and I was like, fucking going crazy. But at the time of dubstep, I really wasn't. It was in Excision in 2015. He was very like it was like machinery, robotic type of dubstep. Like bro step came a little bit later on, which I really loved because it was like growls and the sound designs were like I like the sound design a lot more. But at the time, I was I got really into like house music after that. Yeah.
Okay.
But I was like, when is the
Interesting.
next rave? Like, I
Yeah,
don't,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
whatever EDM show there is, I want to go to.
Yeah.
I don't really care about what the music is. I just want to like feel that energy again of just,
Yeah. Well, how does that relate to the escapism? Right? Because I'm hearing two things. Like one is the energy of like being in that environment,
yeah.
and two is the escape, meaning like nothing else matters. Like I get a break from the outside world.
Yeah. I
They're
mean,
very similar, but they're slightly different.
yeah. No, I think it was just like, 'cause we're just like the energy and the vibe of just like nothing, you know what I mean? Like, there's no work bullshit. There's no Marine Corps shit. There's no like, everybody's just nice. And that
Yeah.
to me was like the escape because I was, in the Marine Corps at that time. It was probably like 2 weeks after I got my ass chewed out for the socks, but like, I don't know if that ties in, but it was just like, this is so friendly and nice. And I don't know, and just an escape from reality.
Sure.
Yeah.
And have you experienced that before? Like
Um,
anywhere else, just where people are just like super nice and open and you feel kind of this escape from reality?
No, no.
That was the first time.
That was the first time, yeah. Because I mean, I was in up until that point, it was just it was just school. You know, I kinda yeah, no, I was gonna say I kinda played sports, but, like, snowboarding was escapism. Like, I was big into snowboarding. Like, I did ski club, from, like, middle school until I graduated. Um, but as far as, like, feeling that, no, because you know, in high school, everybody's just insecure and kind of mean and, you know, it's not the most friendly place. But yeah, no, that first show was like, you know, I was addicted.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
were sober,
Yeah, sober
which
as a
is
gopher,
cool.
dude. Yeah, yeah. A lot of people, you know, they go to a show and they eat like a few points of Molly and then they fall in love, which I mean, I totally get it. You know, I think a lot of people's first shows, like, regardless of if you're on drugs or not, it's like it's powerful,
Yeah,
you know. And I felt that sober as a gopher though. Yeah.
yeah. Wow. So you get this like taste of freedom. Is it
Yeah,
fair to call freedom?
100%. Yeah,
While you're in the most structured environment you could be in, and you're still new in your career.
yeah.
How how do you marry those two ideas?
I don't even know. I was just at the time I was still like, yeah, full gung ho with the Marine Corps, and I was just kind of, I just want to go to shows on the week.
Mm,
You know, like the next weekend there was like a glow paint party in Wilmington, North Carolina. I went to that, completely different vibe. It was like trap music and local DJs probably, and but I was like, this is, you know, it's a great time. Again, it was escapism, but it wasn't nearly as close to the Excision thing as production and stuff.
sure.
Yeah, but yeah.
And so then what role did EDM play like as you finished off your stint with the Marines?
Um, Well, after the Excision show, I started like diving more deep into music that resonated with me at the time, which was more like housey. It was like progressive house at the time. Um, and I started just diving super deep into that kind of world. And then when I deployed, uh, you know, I was on the ship for 3 months, and then we were on the ground side for 3 months. And I ended up being in Bahrain, and that's where I saw Axwell and Grosso and Avicii after a Formula One race. It was really cool. Um, and after I saw that, that's where like EDM took over my entire world, like took over my life. 'Cause Axel and Grosso, they're, you know, 2/3 of Swedish House Mafia minus Steve Angelo. So I was like, oh my god, we get to see somewhat of Swedish House Mafia, and I got super into, you know, that type of stuff. But that's after that show, that's when I bought my computer and was like, okay, I want to do I want to be involved in this world
Mm.
some way or another. I want to go to this stuff for free. And then I get out. I get back from deployment, and everybody I deployed with our team, we went to, you know, we had some time off, so we all took leave and we went to EDC, New York, in 2016, and had the time of my life. And that was my first music festival experience, which is like the Excision show times 13 million. You know,
Yeah.
like what the fuck? You
Yeah.
know, yeah. And I was so excited to see like Afrojack and Yellow Claw and Brills, dude, Ellis Dream, like, you know, is I got to see Marshmallow, dude. And then so I yeah, go to EDC New York, and then I'm like, I'm going to every fucking festival I possibly can on the East Coast. And I did. We went, I think I did 4 music festivals that summer, which is hard to do in the military, but I would just take like long weekends, take a day of leave here and there. Um, yeah, I went to after EDC New York, went to Sunset Music Festival, Moonrise in Baltimore, which is another thing, and then EDC Orlando. And that's when my love for dubstep kind of started happening.
Wait, hold on. We gotta
Yeah, yeah.
pause. There's a lot
There's a
there.
lot.
Also, I need to pee.
Okay, let's
So
go pee.
hold on
Let's go
one
pee.
sec. We're back. Back in black, baby.
Now, yeah, drained the main
Okay.
veins.
What?
So we drained the main veins, bro.
Yeah, we did,
We
baby.
had a sword fight, dude. Yeah.
You're not supposed to tell them
I
that.
know, dude. Whatever.
Um, so you just described a really pivotal moment
Yeah.
in your life, that Axwell and Grosso, and you said Avicii, right? Avicii
Yeah.
said as well, or
Mhm.
that experience where it like changed everything.
Yeah.
Like, take us to that moment. Like,
Yeah.
what does that feel like in your body
Yeah.
when your entire reality is now changed?
Um. So yeah, I will say it was definitely the first night was Axwell and Ingrosso. we're in Bahrain, which is like a very rich oil country. It's like Dubai but smaller. They call it the Las Vegas of the Middle East.
Mm.
Um, yeah, but so we're at we go to the race, and then after that, I was super excited to go to the show. And it was me, my buddy Joe, who's my boss at the time, and then our buddy Hussein. He was a contractor in Bahrain. He was born and raised in Bahrain. Super cool dude. Very Muslim. Like on the way to the show, he would stop and pray and stuff.
Mm.
He's one of the coolest dudes ever. But yeah, so we go to the show. And I just remember, I don't like the production was like out of this world, and I was like I could not stop listening to Axwell and Grosso like leading up to that,
Mm.
and then getting to see like the fireworks and the production, and like there's no girls there. It's wild. It's just like think of like a music festival, but everybody's in robes. I don't know, think robes is like the right word, so I'm not trying to offend anybody, but
Mm.
they're like wearing their um like the Muslim gear and stuff.
Mhm.
So and it was I don't know. The energy there though was like similar to the Excision thing, and like my buddy Joe and Sane and I we were just like dancing so hard. Again, sober experience, like, um, and yeah, that first night was just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I don't know. It was just an amazing experience. And then the next night we saw Avicii.
What was amazing about it?
Just the vibes, the music, and just like I don't know, something just like connected in my brain. And at the time, I was like, "What are they?" I was really interested in like what they were doing up there, because the only other big show I went to at that time was like I saw Excision, right? But I didn't know what they were doing up there. I thought like at the time I thought Axwell and Grosso. I was really interested, like what's going on up there. I thought they were like making music, like I thought they had like beat pads and stuff up there, but no, they were just DJs.
Mhm.
Um, but I was really, really just like interested, and I was like, how do they make these sounds? Like how does this stuff happen? Like and just like the feeling of their music, just like how do they like how does that happen? I don't know. And then the same thing essentially happened with Avicii though. I was just so interested. Um and then I went on like a deep dive after we saw Avicii. We get back to our house, and then yeah, we go to I just start Googling like crazy, like electronic music and stuff. I started looking at festivals and stuff too. But I was like, okay, they make this on a computer, so I bought a MacBook
Mm.
um on the military base in Bahrain, tax free by the way, which is sick.
Love that.
Yeah, yeah. So
Love a good deal.
yeah, it's a great deal. So I got the MacBook, and then I got GarageBand because I didn't know what a DAW was, like a digital workstation or whatever. Um, and I was just messing around with GarageBand, but I don't know. There's just something about those like back to back shows where that was just like, this is what I want to do. Like I want to make music. I
How
want to
did you
make people
know?
feel
How were you so convicted?
I don't know. I really like I don't know. It's just like something switched in my head where it's just like if it's a similar thing. If they can do it, like there's if they can do it, I have no musical background, but there's a way that, I want to learn. Like I just want to learn how to make music, to make people feel kind of how I felt.
Wow.
Yeah. But I don't know like as far as just like one like moment, but I just was like mind blown,
Mm.
and like just like the music at the time it just resonated with me super super hard, and it was just like it was towards like the end of our deployment too, so it was just like work like in Bahrain we were working like 12 13-hour days. We were just shipping stuff to the Navy ships, and that was like again escapism at its finest, because it was like we just had a break and we were just like having so much fun you know
It sounds like it.
yeah, it was amazing.
So you got a DAW, you got a MacBook, you start messing around in GarageBand, not a DAW,
Yeah.
and you're just like tinkering. Are people like, dude, Austin, what are you doing? Like,
Oh yeah,
get
yeah.
your shit together?
No, they
Like,
weren't like getting my shit together because I still had a job in the Marine Corps, But I was just, my buddy Joe. Like it was like a few nights later. We were like chilling. In the we were chilling in his room, and I was just like had GarageBand up. I was like, dude, check out this beat. He's like, bro, he's like, it's cool that you made that, but we both knew it's really bad. It was really bad, but it was just the excitement of like look, I made something out of nothing.
Yeah.
Um, and then yeah, slowly but surely, after like messing around with GarageBand for a few months, I really didn't do it for the rest of like deployment. It was just like I made like something, and then it was like, okay, we're gonna go back to work, and we finished off the deployment in Sevilla, Spain, and it was cool because all the contractors on the base, or it wasn't in Sevilla, it was in Rota, Spain, but we partied in Sevilla. But it was cool because the Marine Corps gave us money because all the hotels on base were full. So the Marine Corps gave us like 3 grand to like figure it out. You have to stay here for a month. So we
Mm.
stayed on a golf course resort. And I was 19 at the time, so we could drink. And then basically, my buddy Joe and I just went on a bender for a month, finishing off the deployment. We got jacked and then just lost all of our gains because of alcohol. But
Wow.
I was 19. I was like, let's go to the bar every day. And
Yeah,
we
sure.
did.
Well, in Spain, that's what they do.
Yes. Yeah.
I spent a semester in Sevilla.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You were in
yeah.
Sevilla?
Oh yeah, dude.
Dude, that's cool.
Love
Do
Sevilla.
you know about La Feria?
Oh,
La
La
Feria?
Feria, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, so we met these girls, like, it was like an hour drive, I think, to Sevilla, but we met these girls at a bar, and they're like, "Oh my god, we come to La Feria," or whatever, and we're like, "What's that?" And turns out we go to it, and it's just like, I don't even know how to describe it, like,
I haven't been, but it's like a carnival,
yeah,
like a festival.
but it happens for, like, multiple nights,
Yeah.
but we went, like, 2 or 3 nights, and the girls there, they're like dressed in those really cool dresses. But dude, we met like these girls, we met their entire family, like met their teachers and stuff, and just like had the time of our lives in Sevilla, dude.
Yeah. No, I know exactly. I mean, I can picture like the city center and where that
Yeah,
goes on.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
bringing me back.
yeah. Sevilla was really cool. Spain was cool, and
Yeah.
like the dudes are prettier than the girls there, bro. You know what I mean? You know,
Well, yeah, it's very like metro.
very,
Yeah,
very,
for
very,
sure.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Okay. I'm
yeah, we went on a little
aside.
tangent there, but yeah, I eventually, once deployment ended, I figured out, okay, they're not making music up there, they're DJing. So then I got a little tiny DJ board, and I was very like, it was a very slow start for me. Because I really had no idea what I was doing, and nobody in my world, I didn't know any other DJs or anybody who liked EDM as much as me. So it was a very, very slow start. But I got my DJ board, started messing around with that, and then one of my buddies I worked with, he was like a full blown musician, and he had like an electronic drum pad and stuff, and he like recorded. So like we had a few sessions together, and he was kind of showing me the ropes. He wasn't on Ableton, but he was on something else. Um, but yeah, I kind of like put producing on hold for like a little, like 6 7 months, until after I went to all those festivals, and I
Mm,
was like, okay, I really need to like get into the craft
yep.
of music production rather than just DJing, which is good. I'm glad I did all that DJing at first because it's just taught me like song structure and like, kind of give me like a basic formula of like how songs are supposed to be structured and stuff like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're getting some experience. You go to all these festivals. You like go deep. You're like, I'm going to all these festivals.
Yeah.
I'm writing this out. And at that point, it sounds like you're pretty convicted. Like this is what you want to do.
Yes. Yeah.
So then what? Like, so did you just go and start doing it?
Yeah. It's like, again, it was like a slow start. And then eventually,
Well, are you still in the military at this
yeah,
point?
still in the military. So
Okay.
yeah, I was in the military from 2014 to 2018.
Okay.
I got back from deployment in 2016.
Okay.
So it was like the
Got it.
summer 2016. It's crazy, which was 10 years ago. That's kind of when 2016 I knew I wanted to make music. Go after, and then, you know, going to all those festivals and stuff. Yeah, just becoming obsessed. And then 2017 is when I like actually really kind of started. My first DJ name was Lombard, which is just my last name. That's because what you get called in the military. I DJ'd a few of our work days. Like we had like work parties, and like I was just no idea what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I had like, once I started kind of getting in, and I slowly got into production too. But 2017 is kind of when I started like hitting it hard. Um, and yeah, I was making like marshmallow type beats at the time, or trying to. And then I don't know what happened. I don't know when I started to make dubstep, but it was around 2017, 2018.
So, but you're still in the military at this time. So,
Yeah.
like, how are you balancing the two?
Um, just as soon as I get off work at like 5 p.m., just watching insane amount of YouTube tutorials. Yeah, I just learned everything from YouTube, and then eventually in 2017 they put me on a duty where I was like there's the ASP, it's the ammo supply point on base. I had to go work at the ASP just to do like security stuff. So you basically would just like carry a pistol and just pat people down to make sure they're not stealing ammo and
Mm.
stuff. Like that's where like all like the missiles are and like all the crazy shit. So I did that for 6 months, and at the time I was so pissed when they put me on that duty because I couldn't go to any festivals. I had tickets for Moonrise in 2017, and they're like, you can't leave for 6 months. You only get weekend. You only get like every so many days off, but like you can't leave for long periods of time for 6 months. Um, and the shifts would rotate. So the first was like morning shift, which was like 6 to 2, and then the other one was like 2 to 10, and then the last one was like 10 to 6. The 10 to 6 shift sucked, but I used it to my advantage because it was like I think I was on the 10 to 6 for like 3 months. And then I actually asked to get extended on the 10 to 6 because I watched so much YouTube tutorials because there was nobody getting ammo off base. So I was just like in a shack studying like crazy, dude. Like shout out Zen World on YouTube. He was like the progressive house guy at the time doing tutorials, but I like studied that shit super hard.
That's crazy. So 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that's like 8 hours
Yeah.
for 3 months.
Yeah.
You're technically working, but you're not. You don't have anything to do, so you're literally just grinding YouTube
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah. 100%, dude. Like
That's so cool.
going hard. There's times too, like I had like worked with a coworker and he liked EDM, so I'd bring my DJ board and we would just DJ for like hours. It's crazy too. At the time, I remember Wooly. He was a small artist at the time, but I was friends with him on Snapchat somehow. And I remember I was DJing one of his songs you know, during my job, and I just sent him a picture of his song and then my pistol, and then we were like this, yeah, what's up? And he was like, dude, he responded. He's like, that is so fucking sick, and yeah, it was so cool, you know.
Are you
I was-
guys still friends on
no,
Snapchat?
no.
Oh,
I'm
what
sure
the heck?
Snapchat's like private now or just for music stuff, but yeah, it was
Wow.
2016. But yeah, that was very formative as far as like learning
And so
stuff.
at this point, like this is very clear you want to do this.
100%.
Did you know, like, did you have a path out of the military?
No, I was just so I had 1 year left. I had 1 year left, and then my buddy Dom, rest in peace, man. He actually he came down to North Carolina with me when I had like 6 months left, and we lived together off base. And he was from my hometown and a DJ and producer, and he was like big into rhythm at the time, and he was showing me all like the rhythm stuff. And then we started a project together called Love's Blood. And my plan was like, all right, dude, I'm gonna get out of I'm gonna get out of the military. We're gonna move back to Pennsylvania, and we're gonna just try to do this thing as like professionally as we can, and just put all of our time into it. And we did. Yeah, I knew that I was gonna get out. I had a reenlistment package in because I was thinking about staying in, but I was like, I know in 4 like I'm gonna have to say no to stuff for offers that might potentially come. At the time, it wasn't real. But I knew that's like when I wanted to get out. I also got in Jacksonville, North Carolina. It's funny. I had a Snapchat memory a few weeks ago of the first show I ever did, which was the beginning, I think, of 2018.
The first show you played?
Yeah, it was in Jacksonville,
With
North
Dom?
Carolina. It wasn't with Dom. Dom
Oh.
wasn't down there at the time. But it was when I was going by Dub Waddy.
Oh, I didn't even know about this.
Yeah, Dub Waddy, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Wub Daddy.
Yeah.
So clever, dude. Right?
Dude, this guy so smart.
Yeah, dude, so dumb. But yeah, I found this EDM DJ in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and he was like, "Yo, we're doing electronic Thursdays," and I was just like, "What the fuck?" Message this dude on Facebook, like, "Yo, how do I come apart? I've been DJing for like 5 or 6 months at the time." He's like, "Dude," he's like, if you want to open, we have a slot, and it's the club was like in a strip mall next to a McDonald's, and it was just so bad, bro. I mean, I had the time of my life,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, the DJ booth was like up in the corner, and the speakers were just so bad. But that was like my first set I ever did. I had like two friends from the Marines come, and then there was just like 3 or 4 bar regulars that hated dubstep. It was like an R&B club, and they're like, we're gonna try Electronic Thursdays to get more people in here. You know, it's 2017 outside of a Marine Corps base with a town that is just old veterans and barbers and strippers. There's just no market there. But we tried. And that club gave me a residency, and I threw some shows there. I remember I printed out like 400 flyers. We were gonna do a glow party with glow sticks and shit. I like ended up at the warehouse I built a stage. I built the stage out of like wood pallets because I was like, the DJ corner's up there. Like
At work?
yeah, because I had that warehouse to myself.
This is great.
Yeah, so I had the
Your
warehouse.
whole career was incubated like working in the Marines.
Yeah.
Epic.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oops, we weren't supposed to say that.
Yeah. But dude, yeah, no, I legit built a fucking stage, and I rented a U-Haul van, took it to that strip mall that was like 2 miles off the base, and then I put in like $300 into online advertisements. I went to like the mall in Jacksonville. I handed out flyers to like so many Marines, and yeah, we had Dom and his dad came down. Because I booked Dom for it, and yeah, we just had a party. We had like 45 people come, which was fucking huge at the time. I was like, dude, we got 45 people in here, you know? There's no scene in Jacksonville, North Carolina. We had like these army dudes came from like Fort Bragg, which was like 2 hours away, and they're like, dude, yeah, we just saw that there's dubstep stuff happening, so we had to come. We're like, yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, it was awesome, dude. It was like,
that's super cool.
Yeah, it was the first show I ever threw. Like,
yeah.
Because later on, I promoted for a little bit, but that was like my first like kind of successful show, and yeah, I spent probably like $400 on it, and then the club gave me like I think like $50, and then I gave it to Dom and the other DJ that I had open, which was my friend. So, but it was fun, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. What did that feel like? Your first show?
Yeah.
Sounds like it went well.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. No, it was awesome, dude. It was fucking great. It was like we had all the few electronic fans that were around that area came and had a good time. Like it made me feel really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it was just like a place where there's just no electronic music happening at all. Like we made something happen there, you know?
Yeah.
Like we made a kind of like a statement that like electronic music is cool and like it can work. Obviously it takes hundreds of dollars and it doesn't really work, but like it was really fun, dude. It was a good time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like the seed was planted and now like you put a little bit of water on it. It's like starting to sprout.
Starting to sprout 100%, dude. Like, this is somewhat possible.
Yeah.
Not here, so that's why I was like, whenever I get out, we got to get up out of here. Jacksonville, North Carolina sucks. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So then how did you get out?
So yeah, got out of the military. Fucking at the crib Dom and I were living at, dude. He packed me a bong, and as soon as I signed my papers to go back to the house, I ripped the bong once. I'm like, I don't know if I'm high. Hit it again. We'd have 12-hour drive. Hit it again, dude. I get so ripped I can't stand. And Dom drove like 10 hours back to Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Literally like after signing the papers.
Yeah.
So literally,
literally, bro.
You're gonna get drug tested.
I'm done. I saved up like 30 days of leave, so I got out 30 days earlier, signed the papers. So yeah, let's go get fried, boys. I've been waiting to smoke weed for 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like I think like the third time I ever smoked weed in my life too, but I was just excited. And like at the time, dude, I was drinking like an unhealthy amount. I kind of left that part out, but I was getting fucked up. Yeah, like drinking like all the time and ripping Marlboro Reds.
Why?
'Cause that's all there was to do. I don't know.
Just bored.
I was bored, and I was like 21, you know,
Yeah.
and I was like, let's get faded. I didn't have college, so it was like treating the military like, you know, that's what a lot of it is. It's just college, but it's like culty. But you know, you're around a bunch of young dudes filled with testosterone, so let's get fucking wrecked, boys. And yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So when you decided to leave, like, how did the people around you react?
Most of the people who are above me, like when you're getting out of the military, they really want you to have a plan, which is good. You should have a plan. Like the military, they, no disrespect, but it's honest. They like spoon feed you as far as like, you always know you're going to get fed. You're always going to have a place to live. You always have money coming in. You have health insurance. You're good. Like you don't have, outside of that, like the only stressors you have is like outside of the military, which is like family and stuff like that. But like it's very it's very easy in that aspect. Like, you don't have to worry about, like, what normal people have to worry about, which is, like, money and having a place to live and food. So they were, like, really, like, "You need to have a plan," and I was like, "I'm gonna go landscape for, like, 15 bucks an hour with my dad's friend." At the time, this is 2018, it wasn't the best money, but I knew I could survive off of it. I did the
Mm.
math, and I was like, "I'm technically making, like, the same amount that I am in the military, but I'm just gonna landscape and really focus on music." I might go to college. I really wanted to go to Icon Collective, but at the time, the GI Bill didn't accept it because it wasn't, like, a real college, like, there was no real degree, but eventually that ended up getting changed, but yeah, so I moved back to PA. My leaders at the time are like, why are you getting out? You're a sergeant, you're doing well, you know?" And I'm just like, "I wanna be a DJ." They're like, "Huh, huh." I'm like, "Watch." I don't know, you know? Took a long time, but I'm still not there yet, but, like, it took a while, but they were like, "Why are you getting out?" My parents were concerned too.
Yeah.
Like, my parents, as supportive as they are, they're like, "Austin, I don't know if this is a good idea. You're gonna be chasing this music stuff, like, and like, is there money in that?" And like, I didn't know, but I was like, I think there's money to be made, but I just was like, follow my gut, get out.
Yeah, like, how do you handle that, right? Like, you're so convicted this is what you wanna do,
Yeah,
and it sounds like almost everyone, if not everyone around you is like, "Hey, dude," they're either laughing at you or telling you, "Are you really sure about this?"
yeah.
How do you how do you handle that?
Trust the gut, baby. I don't know. I was just like, I don't know. Like, I definitely was like worried, like, but I knew eventually it would work out. You
How
know,
did you know?
I just knew, bro. Like, I just like this, like, if they, if I also had this talk with like Subtronics too. Like, I know there's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff I'm like thinking like I'm missing out on, but yeah, there's a small festival in South Carolina that Subtronics played at. It was like right before he blew up. I talked about this on like the Taboo Pod, but
Yep.
he gave me advice that really hit home, and just like, he was the first successful person like that I've met that was doing dubstep. And he played for 15 minutes, cops came, festival got shut down, and then he was smoking weed with my friends, and I was like, "Dude, I'm like a year and a half into making music. Like, what should I do?" And then he's like, "Pick 400 songs, or make 400 songs, then pick a DJ name." Um and then he just went on this kind of like motivational rant of just like, if somebody else can do it, you can do it too. If you just don't quit, it will work out. And I really needed to hear that at the time. Like, I still think about that to this day, like, all the time. I'm just like, if you just don't quit, good things will happen. Um, so that that definitely helped my decision on getting out. I'm like, okay, if I just don't quit, then good
So
things will
his
come.
advice came when you were, like, really thinking about this, like, it came at the best
It
time?
came at the best time. Yeah, I mean, I
Wow.
knew for sure I was getting out, but it was like I needed that.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
he was it sounds like the only person in
yeah,
your ear that was like, "Yeah, do it."
yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And I was
Does
just some
does
fan, dude.
does
Like,
he know how much of an impact he's had on you?
yeah, he well, I don't think he knows personally, but I know he's seen a clip of me talking about this and like responded. But outside of that, no.
Well, I mean, it's becoming I saw that clip too,
Yeah, yeah,
but I didn't realize he was the only person at the time
yeah,
that was like, "Do it," when everyone else around you.
yeah. Well, it wasn't more so like you should do it. He was just like, if you don't quit and you make a bunch of music,
Yeah,
it'll work out. I think it was almost like a general statement, not just like
sure.
for me, but I don't think he realizes it. I've sent so much music to his label too, nothing. So
Well,
one day.
maybe this clip will go viral and he sees it and he
Yeah,
starts
yeah,
to
I hope.
realize.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
It's
he's
like,
seen it. He's seen it before, but maybe.
no, but like I think I don't want to beat a dead horse. Okay, fine. He didn't explicitly say do it,
Yes.
but he's the only one out of everyone in your circle
Yes.
that gave you hope.
A hundred
You
percent.
had no people were telling you either laughing at you
Yeah.
or being like, "Are you really sure?"
Yeah.
And here's the only person that's like, "It's possible."
Yes. 100%, dude.
That's huge.
I know, Jesse. I love you. We've met like two other times after that. And I went to a show after I got out of the military. I'll fast forward just for a second. I moved back to Wilmington and I went to see Blunts and Blondes and Subtronics on their Up in Smoke tour in Charlotte. And he was spinning poi. And I was like, yo, hey. I was like, I doubt you remember me, but you remember this festival? He's like, oh my God, I will never forget it. I will never forget that because it was so bad. But but I didn't get to be like, yo, dude, your advice really helped me. But at the time I was still like I was very small. I think the Ozztin project just got started, but yeah.
Cool. No, that like, cause that clip did go viral, and I did see it, and a lot of other people saw it.
Yeah.
But like, it holds like a new weight now in my head. It's like,
Yeah.
oh wow, this was way more impactful than I and maybe other people initially thought.
Yeah, dude, no, it's huge, bro. And like there's been times, being an artist is really hard, especially coming up. And like there's just times I'm just like, if you just don't quit. And I've seen so many people quit over the years, man. Like
Yeah.
it's sad, but I don't know. There's just like a level of want, like the music industry and social media can really beat you down badly, but it's just make fucking beats, dude. What else are you gonna do? Play Xbox, make beats. It's just make beats, dude. Create. We're humans, we're meant to create. Everything in the studio is made by somebody. Just create. Whatever it is, whatever you want, just if you just stick with it, good things will happen.
I love it.
Yeah.
We will touch more back on that. We'll touch back on that more later, whether it's advice, imposter syndrome, creation, all this fun stuff.
Yeah.
So let's kind of weave back into the timeline,
Okay.
just
Yes.
so we keep it somewhat flowy.
Yes.
So okay, you get this advice that like really inspires you. It's like, wait, this is possible. You leave. You're like, okay, I could just like do landscaping. I could figure it out and make music on the side.
Yeah.
Like, what happens after that?
So
Because
yeah.
like I imagine it's pretty lonely.
Oh yeah, yeah. Getting out of the military is the hardest. It's really hard, and I was going through it big time back home. So yeah, Dom and I we moved back to Pennsylvania. We're landscaping together, and then we rent this studio um, at this place called Basement Transmissions. It was a venue in my hometown that is sadly shut down. But under downstairs of it's called Basement Transmissions, but it's in the basement though they have multiple studios and they were filled with like metal bands and stuff like that, and Dom and I rented out a space. We were the only dubstep kids there, and we would just fucking make beats all the time. um and during that time getting out, I was still just like, you kind of question, like I was just like, did all the stuff I just did matter? Did the 4 years of my life like matter? And then it was just like feeling like so lonely, like because you're with your brothers and sisters every day, like trauma bonding, and then it's just none of that. And there's no military lifestyle. You can do whatever you want, and it's kind of like overwhelming because
Mm,
for the past 4 years of my life, I had somebody telling me what to do, where to be at, blah, blah, blah. And now it's just like, oh, yeah, you got to show up to work, but you can do whatever you want to. And it was just like, I felt very alone and like scared and very sad. Um, yeah, like I was just like, I knew I wanted to do music, but I wasn't real enough at the time to like, it still gave me purpose, but you go from being a Marine and just being a part of something that's so much bigger than you, and then it's just like not there anymore. I mean, by my choice, but
yeah.
um,
It sounds super jarring and like super heavy.
yeah,
Like fear, sadness,
yeah.
a lot of uncertainty. How do you handle that? How did you handle that?
I didn't know how to at first. I didn't like I was smoking a lot of weed. I stopped drinking. I lost like 20 pounds. I was like in better shape when I got out of the military because I was just smoking a lot of weed. Um, and then I had like sleep because I wasn't dealing with it. So I like for 6 months straight I had sleep paralysis, and the first time that happened was actually in Bahrain because I think there's just like constant state of anxiety of just like not being home. But yeah, I had sleep paralysis for like 6 months straight, dude, until I fucking like snapped. And
What do you mean?
I full blown mentee B, yeah, yeah, full blown mental breakdown. Yeah, just crying and just like I was really struggling with the meaning of life, like really badly. I still don't know why, but I was like, I think it was just, the purpose of being lost, of being in the Marines, and I was just like, what the fuck is the point of this? You
Yeah.
know? And like was making music, which is now my like full blown purpose, and like, that shit keeps me alive, but um At the time, I wasn't that good at making music, so I don't think I could express myself properly because there's still so much to learn. But I was really just like, "What's the point of this?"
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but I was just like something like clicked.
Well, what does that day look like when you wait? Like paint the picture because I
Yeah.
imagine there are a lot of people out there that are experiencing something similar or have experienced something
Ye
similar.
yeah, so that day was weird. So I quit my landscaping job because the guy I was working for at the time, I was working a bunch of overtime and he just didn't pay me for my overtime and I got fucked out of a lot of money. Not the first time that's happened, but at the time it was. But yeah, I got fucked out of a lot of money. So my sister Hannah, the believer, shout out, she got me a job at her job. She's still in high school and I'm her older veteran brother now. And I'm like, yo, I need something new. And she was working at the yacht club in Erie. And it was like just like a private club with people who own boats on the bay. And I got a serving job there. And I had so much anxiety during the training. It was like 3 weeks of training. I had to like study the menu and like I just remember like taking down people's orders and just being like belittled, people like not treating me with respect. And I was like, this is like the military again. What the fuck? Like I got out of the military because I was tired of this and I was just felt like just like humiliated because I mean I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. And it was the first official day I was gonna start my shift as an actual server. I passed all the tests, did all the things. I was in my parents' driveway and I just fucking started bawling. Like I just was like, "What the fuck?" My mom, she was like so worried about me. Like her friend Amy's a therapist. She's like, "Go talk to Amy," and I'm like, "Okay." I go to Amy's house, and I'm just like, the cry made me feel better. And she's like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "I don't know. Like I don't know what's wrong, but something's wrong." At the time, I didn't know what was wrong, but later on, I figured out I was like, "No, you were just like lonely and lost and like scared." And yeah, dude. Like it's because I wasn't dealing with getting out of the military. I don't really know how you deal with that. Maybe therapy and stuff, but
Well, how did you cope with it? Like obviously looking back in hindsight, you understand what was going
yeah,
on, but like the next day after you have this mentee B,
yeah.
like w- th- how do you then just go about life?
Like it's very like my memory is spotty with that. I don't even remember what I did. Like trying to think of what I did after that. I remember I quit the serving shit and I got a job at Verizon. I was with people who were like my own age, and I was just you know, selling, making better money. There's my buddy Nate from high school was there, so it was like I started doing that, and I was significantly happier, like
Mm.
because I was helping people rather than being like the serving job. I was like, got to think, it was just like a bunch of kind of like entitled, rich, old, fucking Karens, dude. And they're like, and I just what just wasn't for me.
What's Can you do a Shane Gillis interpretation? Yeah. What's the thing?
Yeah.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, fucking yeah, yeah. That's my impression of yeah,
Yeah, I know you're Shane
yeah,
Gillis guy, so it's
yeah.
like
Oh
a
yeah,
perfect,
I
perfect.
got to see him in North Carolina before he blew up, dude. It's really
Oh
cool. Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
I met
200
him.
people.
I was at a show in New York, and I saw him in the bathroom, and we were sword fighting. No,
Yeah, that'd be sick,
I
dude.
didn't have my phone
Yeah.
because it was one where they lock your phone in a pouch. So I
Oh,
was like,
word.
"Can I get a picture?" He's like, "Yeah." And then I go reach to my phone. I'm like, "I can't actually take a picture."
Oh, so it
Anyway,
never happened, bro.
it didn't.
Pics are
Maybe
down.
it did. I
No,
don't
no,
know.
no.
I
That's
have a
fucking sick
fond
though,
memory.
dude.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So you're being
yeah.
humiliated by these like rich people that don't give a
I
shit
don't even
about
think
you.
I was being humiliated. I think I was just taking everything fucking personally. Like I don't know, like they're just like I asked for ranch, and I'm just like God, like leave me alone, dude. Yeah, yeah. I feel like your bitch. Like I don't know. Which mad respect to servers. I became a server much later in life, and I had a fantastic time doing it. It was so much better than that time.
Mm,
But at that time in my life, no, not for me. But they were
yeah.
definitely like mean old people
Sure.
who had money. And I was just like, yeah, not for me. But yeah, so ended up getting a job at Verizon, became much happier. And during this time, okay, so no, it was actually a little bit before. So I get out of the military in May of 2018, and then in June I go to Electric Forest, and that was like transformative. Ate a bunch of LSD. I saw Super Future when he was a very tiny act at the time. probably had 1,000 followers on SoundCloud. He played like a Renegade. It was my first time I got exposed to like Wook trap or whatever you want to call it. And at the time I was a rhythm kid with Dom, and then I saw Space Jesus, who's no longer with us. Fucking asshole. But yeah, that was like I realized that I wanted to make weird music. Like I was like, okay, this is much more fun than predictable rhythm. There's so much
you were
more.
on acid
Yeah.
at Electric Forest, realizing you wanted to make weird music.
Yes, and with Dom, like we were just making rhythm and like dubstep at the time. So I think that's all another build up to my like Mentee B was like I wasn't as sold on the project that we were doing, and I was all in about because I wanted to kind of explore different lanes. And Dom wasn't super into the Wook shit. He was mainly just like heavy dubstep and stuff like that. So I think there was also that because like I was like I kind of want to like start my own project because I don't want to take away from his like authentic what he wants to pursue. You know what I mean? It's like a weird thing about being in a project is just like you need to be on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
And like we weren't. We were still homies though, but yeah, the Mentee B happens, the Verizon things happen, then Love's Blood kind of we kind of like take a pause. Still homies, but we're like, let's take a pause. And like also I'm depressed as fuck. I need to figure out my life and stuff like that. But yeah, after that long cry though, I definitely felt like a sense of relief. I don't really know why because nothing really changed, but I think it was just like I was starting to finally deal with my emotions rather than just like bottling them inside and just battling anxiety really badly. And I was like, all right, it's okay to not feel okay. Then I got super into like Duncan Trussell and listening to Hopecore on YouTube and stuff like that. But yeah.
Well, Duncan Trussell makes some appearances in your song. So
Oh yeah, forever and always.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
So you're crawling yourself out of this like hole.
Yes.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
And you're making music, but at this point you're split off. No,
so we didn't split yet. I don't remember when we did because I remember Dom and I we did a huge show in South Carolina. We played 12th Planet was the headliner. Direct support was Sullivan King, and then it was us, and it was like we played in front of like 700 people. It was like still to this day one of the best days of my life. It was like the first time like I ever played in front of like a crowd of people who actually liked the music. And there was like a full room, and that was like amazing, you know, because like prior to that it was just 10, 15 people who were there because they're my friends or whatever, you know, or family. But so I was still doing Love's Blood, but then shortly, I think it was when I started working at Verizon is when so right around the Mentee B time, we split. So I think that was the right track. And then, yeah, eventually end up moving back to North Carolina. I worked at Verizon for like 4 or 5 months, saved up money, and then moved to Wilmington, North Carolina. Because I met this girl, and then moved down there to do life with her. Yeah. And I kind of want to say something, but I don't know. This is the first groupie that one and only groupie I've ever been with, and don't do it, boys or girls. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, don't do it.
Hey,
we're homies now.
That could be good advice.
Yeah,
someone might take that advice.
Yeah,
and
me and
thank
her,
you one day.
me and her, are absolutely cool now. But yeah, I got my heart broken. But okay, yeah, I don't know where.
Do you want to talk about that? No.
It's not in the timeline, yeah, but we could get there.
Okay, no, we'll get there. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like I feel like we're at the point where like you're starting to understand like what you want to do, what you want your sound to be. Sounds like you're ready to break off or just about to break off.
Yes.
With Dom, R.I.P.
Yeah.
I would love to kind of dive into your solo career and like how this all got started. And I'm gonna take out my phone.
Yeah.
And play something.
Okay. I'm gonna take another sip of coffee.
Yeah, do that. Do another sip of coffee. Yeah, that's good too.
Put it in my little pocket, dude. So gross,
bro. I might be off here, so if I am, let me know. But I think this is like one of your first kind of turning point moments.
Okay.
I know I'm going to be right about the second one.
Okay.
But the first one is further back, so you tell me.
Okay.
Look, my nigga.
Yep. Yeah, that was.
Fuck aliens.
Yes, dude.
Get some high knees.
Yeah, dude, it's very high knees, dude. That's so funny, dude.
All right.
Yeah.
1 for 1.
Yes.
And I know I'm going to get the next one correct.
Okay.
So why don't you tell everyone what that song was, what we just heard, and
Okay.
why it's important in your coming up.
Okay. So that's the first Ozztin flip ever, actually. It's OG Nixon, Fuck Aliens, Ozztin flip. I put it out, I think, in 2019 or 2020. But yeah, it was the first track for me that kind of like popped off. ATLiens, they were playing it on the tour that they were on at the time. And that was my first initial step back into rhythm. Yeah, I had a few tracks out before that, and then I just saw a video of ATLiens playing it, and people tagged me. I was like, "What the fuck is this, dude?" And that was my first moment of like, "Oh wait, I can do this." Like, 'cause that's like one of the big steps is just like having a bigger artist play out your music, you know? And now that was like gave me so much like motivation and just like, what the fuck, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was huge. It was a big turning point. And it
Yeah.
was like really early on into my project actually. Which at the time I don't think I was really that developed of a producer yet to like even like hold on to that type of hype, you know? Like I just didn't have the power or the I didn't have the skills yet to like make another track that would do well, you know? Cuz like that flip is more of like an edit cuz I'm not doing any sound design. I'm just rearranging OG Nixon's drop. So like it's cool. It banged at the time, but like I wasn't as skilled to like follow up on like onto like the hype. If that makes sense, you know?
No, that makes total sense. It's a great so you have this massive moment of like, wow, I'm doing it. I can do it.
Mhm.
But then how do you handle kind of the downfall of like can't do it again?
Yeah.
Like you don't have the tools to handle just as you said, handle that hype. How do you kind of handle that juxtaposition?
Um
Or how did you?
I think I was just like, okay, cool. Flips are I flip culture wasn't a culture at that time. It was I mean bootlegs and stuff were kind of a thing, but like flip culture wasn't really a thing. But I knew that okay, flips work. So I made a few other flips. Most of them were private on SoundCloud, but I was like, okay, what if I just keep like rearranging stuff, adding in some of my own sound design for like future projects? Cuz like that one Imposter Syndrome hit on that one big cuz I was like I called it a flip, but it's a fucking edit.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm just rearranging some stuff. But I knew I was like, okay, I need to just keep making music and really kind of double down on these flips, and I did. But yeah, it took a while to like get another track to like kind of pop like that one did. And I was in a weird spot in my project too, because all the songs prior to that I've put out as Ozztin or whatever were just it was mainly like 140 like Wook, not deep dubstep, but like just like experimental type of stuff. And then I was like, wait, I put out this rhythm track and now that's popping off. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'll just put out whatever the fuck then. So it's kind of positive because I was kind of putting myself in my own box, like unintentionally. I was like, this is the music that resonates with me. But for some reason, I was like, I'm going to flip this song because I have an idea.
Yeah, what would you have done differently? Right? I imagine there are producers out there
Yeah.
that get their song played out. It's like they're feeling the same thing you did. You're like,
Yeah.
holy shit, I could actually do this.
Yeah.
Right? What could you have done differently?
You know, I don't think, honestly, I don't think anything really, because I like, other than just keep learning, you know, like, because I wasn't developed enough. So, like, maybe I think, like, listening to Subtronics advice would have helped maybe, like, make 400 songs, but then I never would have had that moment because that was song maybe 200, you know?
Yeah.
In which I wasn't ready to capitalize on the hype. Like, kind of, like, that's why that his advice, make 400 songs, then pick a DJ name, is so powerful because I wasn't developed enough to keep that momentum up, you know? So I don't know what I could have done differently, like, other than, like, not putting it out, but then that wouldn't have happened.
No,
you know?
well, it
Like,
sounds like stay grounded and stay dedicated is what I'm hearing.
100%. Yeah, just
Like the acknowledgement is great, and I still got to keep grinding.
yeah, because I'm not there yet. Like, you know, and I don't think as like an artist, like I feel like I'll never be there, you know. But yeah, just keep doing exactly what you're doing. Just keep making beats.
I promise I will get into the imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
But I want to get to it at like where you are today, because I'm sure it's still around, and
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about imposter syndrome when you were tiny. Like now you're like an actual name, so it's more relevant to today.
Yeah.
So we will get there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so you spent the next couple years grinding and honing your craft and making another 203 songs. You know exactly where I'm going with this.
I do. Yeah.
So let me just play something else. And this is probably what put you on the, for a lot of people, will put you on the map.
Oh yeah. A lot.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Song number 403.
Yeah. Basically,
Why
bro,
is that important?
that song? Yeah. Or is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Excision. Shout out Jeff, dude. Excision opened with it in 2022 for his detox set at ATLiens. And yeah, wild, bro. I didn't know he downloaded that song.
Really?
No idea. No idea. I knew he downloaded one other one, which he didn't play, but I didn't know that he downloaded that one. And since I knew he downloaded one, I was actually in I was in the car on the way to Utah for a post-work camping trip, and that song. I'm watching ATLiens live stream. Excision's detox set starts. Service is cutting in and out, and it cuts out for a second, and then I hear that song come back on. I'm plugged in, and I'm like, oh fuck, this song is playing from my phone. We need to get back to the stream. And then I was wrong, and Excision was playing it, and he was opening with it, and I lost my fucking mind. Yeah, it was still one of the coolest moments of my life. Like that's a core memory that I will never forget. That drive, dude. Just being like, oh my god, yeah. I was fucking crying. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a huge moment in my career, dude. That's definitely that track put me on the map for sure. For sure.
And the reason why I say 403 is because you thought.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you explain.
Yeah,
it.
no, that was track that might have been 400 or 403, but Subtronics, you are right, because that was 400. I think I had 400 private tracks on SoundCloud, and that song just happened to come out. And everybody's on a different timeline, but right around 400 tracks, you will be a developed songwriter, and it's proof.
Yeah.
It's fucking proof, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is like a life-changing moment.
Yeah, very life-changing. Yeah.
How do you handle that? Like, how do you handle that high? You would just experience, not just prior, you had experienced a super high, and you couldn't capitalize on that hype.
Yeah.
Now you're experiencing it again, probably to a greater level.
Right.
How are you handling this differently?
Keep making beats. Like now there's momentum, and some people know my name, so now it's just like, all right, I have a bunch of music in the vault. Let's just start putting it out and just keep making more new stuff and just trying to be like as consistent as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there like a crash after that? Right? Because often when there's a super high, like to get back to like homeostasis, there's kind of like an overcorrection in the down. Like, did you feel like there was a low point after that?
I would say like not so much. Not. I don't think so, because a few months later, Excision played another one at Base Canyon. Well, that's like almost a year later. Not. I think I was riding that high for a while. Like honestly, and I was starting to get like better streaming numbers and stuff. So I definitely like that moment was cool as fuck. One of the highest highs ever, right? But I don't think the crash was as bad because I was more confident. I was like, okay, one of the goats opened his set with it. Like if it's a set opener, that says something, So I think I definitely became more confident in what I was doing, which was important because like before stuff like that was happening, I was just still unsure. Like, am I good? Do I suck? Does anybody care? They do. It's just like it sucks that, you know, you need like a big artist sometimes to give you like that feeling of like, okay, I'm worthy. Like there's so much good music out there that doesn't get played out by people.
Yeah.
And like, you know, it's good is good. A lot of
Yeah.
times it is good, but I definitely just got a bit more confident in production and stuff.
Yeah.
But
I think that's a good segue. Like if you could bridge the gap between like then, like this confidence that you've started to develop, and now, which I imagine you're more confident than you were back then, like that timeline, how your sound developed, how that ultimately has led to like your career blossoming. Because like you're at a point now where like you're headlining shows, you're going to a bunch of festivals, you're like Lost Lands, Wakan, like all this beautiful stuff.
yeah.
Like, yeah, can you kind of bring us on that ride?
Um yeah. I don't like okay, so as far as like getting my sound developed, this is like one thing that I thought was like a really bad thing. My computer, especially when I made like artificial insanity, it was about a year into this a year into this problem where the computer I was working on, I think I had Ableton 9 still, but I couldn't download any new samples or plugins or anything. So I was just stuck with the plugins and sounds that I had. Like just I could grab samples from previous projects, but I couldn't get anything new. So I was very limited with what I had. Um, and you know, all my friends were working on all these crazy plugins, but I just had Serum 1, the samples I already had, and Ableton stock. So I got really good at using sounds that I like that I was just used to. Like I had a year of using the same shit over and over, so I found a way to make it different in each kind of song, and
Mm.
it really helped me like develop my sound. And I still use all those tricks and all those plugins or all those few samples. Like I still use those to this day. Because a lot of times when you're making music and stuff, there's all these plugins, all these, you know, I have friends that have like hundreds, like thousands of samples. And it's like sometimes having too much is bad because you have too many options. When you
Mm.
limit yourself to what you can have and you know you like it, there's some real, I don't know, there's something powerful in that. It's just like, I developed my sound that way though. And I thought it was fucking cursed. I was like, God, fuck this computer. This sucks, you know? And I definitely was kind of holding myself back, right? Because like there are other plugins to make your stuff sound cleaner and better, but it helped me develop my songwriting stuff, which is the most important thing in dance music. A lot of people get caught up in very technical stuff, which is great, but like the most important thing is songwriting. And like a lot of my music is simple, but I don't know, there's something to be said about just simplicity, you know? Like Rick Rubin, I don't know if you ever listen to
Mhm.
Rick Rubin, I'm sure you do. Yeah. But like
Read his book.
yeah. No,
Great book.
I've listened to it. I've listened to it. Yeah. It's awesome.
I almost in preparation for this rewatched Lex and Rick because you
Oh,
spoke highly
that's
of
the
it.
best one,
I
dude.
know. Come on.
That's
dude.
the fucking best one, dude. And
Yeah.
they played the Johnny Cash song in that one, right?
I don't
I
remember.
think so, dude. Yeah.
My
Yeah,
memory's
no.
not that good.
That's a powerful one. That's a great podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, that computer problem helped me develop my sound and stuff. And then I just stayed always just making music. And I have this like problem that I know a lot of other artists or creatives have. It's just like if you're not making music, you kind of beat yourself up, and I still struggle with that to this day. Because it is just like a grind of like trying to get better. And like I don't know, I was listening to this Russ podcast the other day, and he was talking about there should be no work life balance when you're coming up. And I think that's somewhat true. Like obviously take care of yourself, but as far as just like the grind shouldn't stop. Like when you're developing and trying like, you know, trying to do the thing, like you should just go all fucking in. And I think like after that Excision moment, I definitely made a lot of beats, but at the time I was my girlfriend Sarah and we were living in her in her Subaru, so it was a little hard to make music, but we'd go to parks and stuff. And I would just yeah, make beats at parks or in the car and stuff like that. But then once that momentum happened, I was like kind of like didn't have anywhere to live. So I was just making beats mobile, very mobile,
Wow.
which I still like to do. Like it's nice to not just if you're in a studio all the time, it's great, but you'll be surprised of what your surroundings can do to your like creative like thoughts and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
We talked about that. So Blossom was on this podcast. We talked about both of those things, like the importance of getting into nature
yeah,
and what that does for his creativity. Sounds like something very similar to you.
yeah.
And then also his question for Nicodemus was around like not doing enough. And
Yeah.
like, what do you do on the days where you feel like you should be doing more? You log on Instagram, you see everyone's doing all these things.
Yeah.
Like, thanks, Tom. I'm going to ask the question again because it's relevant. Like, what do you do on those days where like you just feel like, fuck, there's so much more I could be doing or I should be grinding more?
Sometimes if the thoughts get too hard, I'll just open up Ableton. But I mean, there's obviously like, you can like burn out and stuff. But on the days I guess like that I'm not producing, it's definitely like go touch grass, go
Mm.
paddle boarding, go get dinner with my lady. Like just I don't know. I've gotten a lot better about like not beating myself up about it. But there's like it's all a wave. Like there's some weeks where it's bad, some weeks like imposter syndrome's really bad. But yeah, I don't know. Like because you can burn out.
Yeah, that's where I wanted to go.
You can totally fucking burn out.
I wanted to go to the burnout that you shared with me.
Yeah.
Like, if you're open to going.
Oh, for sure, dude. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So as a few years after this Excision thing's popping off, um, good things start to happen. I start taking too much Adderall. Like a lot. My name's Ozztin and I am a drug addict. So I was here, as I'm saying it, I'm gonna put a new Zin in to double down on I'm a drug addict. But nicotine is a nootropic, right? So
It is a nootropic.
it's not that bad. But yeah, so with the pressure that I put on myself, and the always like I need to make more music, I was doing a lot of Adderall, and it slowly became a problem.
So you were prescribed Adderall?
No. I
Great.
was when I was a kid, I was prescribed this stuff called Strattera, which is
Mhm.
not there's no amphetamines in it or anything. It's just like I tried it again as an adult. I went to the VA and was like, "Hey, I need ADD medication," in hopes of getting Adderall, and they're like, "Okay, we're gonna give you Strattera." I took it. They said it takes about a month to kick in, and it was when I was working at Amazon. I was like, "All right, I'm gonna try this out." Did it for like a month, and I was like, I've never done Xanax before, but I was like, this is what Xanax has to feel like because I had no creative thoughts, and I was like a fucking zombie. I was just like, I just don't feel like myself at all anymore. And I think about that, like I was prescribed that shit from 3rd to like 7th or 8th grade, and I was just like, was I just gone? But I don't know. Anyway, yeah, but yeah, no, I was with the pressure that I put on myself of just like making music. Okay, Excision's playing my music. My name's starting to get known. I started taking Adderall as a cheat code to make music, which is not a cheat code. It'll destroy you. I was I was doing Adderall because I could make a bunch of tracks. Like I was just so productive. Like, and it was the majority of last year. I stopped everything on March 2nd, an important date. But yeah, like last year I was grinding. I made like the most music I ever have, for sure, which was like I guess a positive of that. But yeah, no, I was going really hard there. And then like with touring and stuff too, like my first like tours, I was just getting absolutely wrecked, like doing drugs, drinking all the time, and like when you first start touring, a lot of people want to give you free things, which sounds nice at first, but it's actually bad. Like you can die.
Mm.
And I think I came close to that. And that's why I stopped though. Cause I don't know, I would say for the last year of my like using, is when it got, when it was like when it actually got like bad. Cause I was taking like 3 to 5 pills a day
Mm.
of Adderall that wasn't Adderall. It was like off of illegal websites, you know? And all the people who were giving it to me said it was tested, but I don't know if it was. So
Mm.
like I really don't know what the fuck I was taking for over a year.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's like one thing that's like not good about chasing the pressure is like it's all personal, I think, but to like the pressure to produce and not just music, like to produce volume and just to like keep it going. Um yeah, I got caught up, dude.
Yeah. Well, where do you think that pressure came from?
Myself. Like it was just like
Why are you so hard on yourself?
Because I'm never where I want to be, and I'm not never in the present moment. Well, I'm starting to get better. I will say I'm very present right now, and I have been, especially since becoming sober. I've been way more present and way more like grateful to be where I'm at. In the past I've always been a very grateful person, but the pressure is definitely like internally, especially like when that excision thing happened. I'm like, okay, cool. Now I need to like keep this up. Like I'm close to making it, which I don't think
Yeah.
anybody ever makes it, bro. Like it's obviously there, you can make it, but the feeling of making it will never be there. Like it's a fucking dragon that I think a lot of people just chase forever. Like I don't know. Like they're
Yeah.
like yeah.
It sounds like you're speaking from experience.
Yeah, yeah. I still don't feel like I made it, and people tell me I made it. I'm like, I don't know, like, like what is
What
like,
part of you feels incomplete?
um, I don't know. Like I've been doing music full time for over a year. I should feel complete, and I do feel complete. And I feel like I'm actually living my dreams, but like I still don't feel like it all feels somewhat the same. And I don't take the shit for granted. You know what I mean? Like whatsoever. Dubstep is my purpose and my favorite thing in the fucking world. But like, yeah. I don't know, man. Like it's just I'm always focused, like especially making beats. Like I just made this cool flip. I'll send it to you. I'm really stoked on it. But now I'm like, that's done. What's next? I'm like,
Mm.
finish it. It's not that good, you know. Like I'm my own biggest hater, which I think it's good to a certain degree to be your own biggest hater. Because if you're ever you're supposed to be your biggest fan, but I've never understood that. Like I don't know.
And so you were taking the Adderall because you wanted to do more.
Um, yes, and I think it's also because like I'm an addict. Like I have an addictive personality. But I was justifying taking a lots of Adderall because I was being productive and like on paper, you know, I'm doing all the right things. I'm doing good. I'm touring. I'm making a bunch of music. I'm putting out a lot of fucking music. So like, yeah. But it's not true because this past year, my sober year, I put out 27 tracks. When I was abusing Adderall, I did not do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I actually just want to pause there and just acknowledge what you shared. Like, I really appreciate your vulnerability and just like sharing that part of your life. Like, it's
Yeah.
not easy to be like, yeah, I was fucking addicted to something
Yeah.
and like just now tell the world about it.
Yeah. No, dude, we're all humans on a floating rock. And I don't have any shame. Like everybody goes through shit, you know, and like especially in our community, drugs are abused and they're I don't know, especially here in Denver, man.
Mm,
Especially here in Denver. I mean,
mm,
it's everywhere. It's fucking a worldwide problem of people abusing drugs, but you know, like yeah, no. I've always tried to hold myself as accountable as I can.
yeah.
You know, and like while I was abusing drugs, I knew I knew I was like had a problem. Like I knew it was damaging like badly, but you know, why like in my head I was just like, well, who can like I'm doing good. Like I'm making some money doing this shit now. I'm making a fuck ton of music. Like why does it matter? But and then you
Yeah.
start to destroy yourself doing it and like, you know, yeah.
I think this speaks to like a much bigger theme, which we touched on at coffee, like this idea of productivity or like in this capitalistic society that we live.
Yeah.
Like, I think capitalism's great, like it serves us. This is not a rant against capitalism. But what I find really interesting, because this directly relates to my life, is when one is productive, we applaud them at all costs as a society.
Yes.
It sounds like people in your life were like, yeah, he's doing great. He's making money. He's producing music. He's doing shows, right?
Yeah.
But like on the inside, you were not okay. And I also was not okay when I was like in New York and chasing and chasing and chasing. And
Yeah.
work was my drug, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like the work itself was my drug. Maybe caffeine was my drug also. Um,
Speaking of which, yeah.
yeah, take another sip. Like, and so, yeah. Did you like let anyone in to your life? Did anyone know the extent what was happening when you were just ripping Adderall and like not okay?
No. My girlfriend kind of knew. Like there would be times like, especially like I would go on like I'll just do a bunch of blow and shit, and then on top of the Adderall, and then like the next morning and just be like Sarah, I'm a fucking drug addict, dude. Like, like I'm I'm like I have a problem. And she was like, her sister is like a former addict who's like in recovery now, and like she's seen the worst of it. So I don't think it was as serious to her because like I wasn't like on the street, like her sister was down bad. She's doing great now, which is fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Great lady. But I hinted to her, like multiple times. I remember like for one time I was trying to like hold myself accountable. I wrote up like fucking 2-page thing and I was about to just like post it to Twitter just to like hold myself accountable because I was I was doing Adderall and then fucking blow on top of it, like, and I was just like down bad and I was like I need fucking help. And then it was like the first time though I felt like I wasn't in control, which is like really weird because I feel like, I've always been pretty accountable. I've always been able to like keep hold on things, but I don't think anybody really knew. And like there was a time I was asking my mom and dad for fucking money, and like it's a lot of the times it's because I spent, you know, my the remaining of my money on fucking Adderall or cocaine.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and they don't know. I
They
mean,
know now.
yeah, no, I've talked to my mom and like when I like thought I was about to overdose in Chicago, I called my mom and I was like, "Yo,
Wait, can you set that scene?
yeah, I mean like the overdose scene
Yeah,
almost. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, for sure."
If you're,
Yeah.
as long as you're open
No,
and
dude,
talking
I'm an
about it,
open
it
book,
sounds like
bro.
this is the
This is
lowest
the
point.
low. This is the low for sure.
Okay.
And it like in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't like I wouldn't even like was it a low or was it just like a moment of clarity? And I think it was like a moment of clarity. If it was obviously a fucking low, but like yeah, I was in playing a show in Chicago and this was March of last year. Um and yeah, I was yeah, this is crazy to say out loud, dude. I did fucking 10 pills. So they're 30 milligrams allegedly. It's 300 milligrams of Adderall. It's a fuck ton, dude. It's a lot, man. And yeah, I was like, it was right before I was about to get on stage and play. Um, I got some cocaine too, and I did a fucking rail blow off of 300 milligrams of Adderall. And I like looked at myself in the mirror, and I was just like, I like didn't know who I was. I was like, dude, what the fuck have I become? Like, what, like it was like a moment of clarity though. I was just like, my heart was beating so fast, and I was like, I think I'm about to die. Like, I was
Mm.
close to having a full blown panic attack or just dying. I don't know. Like, it was gnarly though. But I like looked at myself in the mirror for like, I don't know. It felt like 10 years. It was probably a minute, but I was just like, damn, I look like shit. Like, I was just chilling with my mom in Florida beforehand, and I was just like, what the fuck happened, dude? And like prior to that, I played a little festival in Florida. Saying I was just fucked ass up, and my mom and grandparents and my stepdad we all went out to dinner, and I was like, um, I was like trying to take a sip of my water, but I took like 3 pills because I was like, I need to be normal, and I was coming down, and I was just like this, dude, like fucking shaking to get the water. They didn't see it, thank God. But I was down fucking bad, and that's when the sobriety thing started to click in my head. Like, bro, you're in front of your fucking mom and grandparents right now, and yeah, that was like a week earlier to that March 2nd moment or March 1st moment in the bathroom, and then yeah, I looked at myself in the mirror though, and I was just like lost. I was like, wow, dude, this is you're gonna fucking die. You're gonna die. And you're living your dream. I was doing music full time, I was like 6 months into it. I was just like, dude, this is all I've ever wanted. And now I have a fucking drug problem. And then yeah, I had the rest of my cocaine, gave it to somebody else. And I'm like, never again. And the next night I had a show in Peoria, Illinois. And my sobriety technically didn't start that night because I had a few Adderall left. I took one, and I took one so that way I could still fucking perform because there was no way I was just gonna like I wouldn't be able to perform. Like, you know what I mean? And I took it. I didn't fucking feel a damn thing because it was one pill. But I knew it would at least get me kind of back to base level. Drank water the whole night, and then from that day, haven't. Yeah, I was just like, I'll never do cocaine again. I'll never do any form of uppers or nose drugs again.
Hmm.
But yeah, like, and I think a lot of other creatives. I know a lot of people abuse Adderall. I don't know how gnarly they go, but I was doing it way too much.
Yeah.
As I'm living my dream though, it's something I've wanted for so long, and I couldn't even like take in what was happening because I was just like, oh, I need to get more pills, bro. Like I'm running fucking low. But yeah, I got a jar. It's 100 Adderall, 100 whatever the fuck they were, 100 pills. They lasted me like not even a fucking month, dude.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
bro. Yeah. Gnarly.
Yeah, man. Well, I really appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah,
like
dude.
I'm not gonna be a broken record and repeat what I just shared about
Yeah,
vulnerability,
yeah.
but like, it's hard, and like, I'll speak on behalf of people that are listening that maybe know someone that's battled with addiction or is currently battling with substance abuse. Like, thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you for sharing, because you just sharing and speaking out into existence might inspire a conversation or someone to reflect on their own habits in life. And I think that's just the most beautiful thing.
Yeah, dude. No, but much love, bro. Like a big reason to like the on the car ride back, on the car ride to Peoria, Illinois too. I was on TikTok and I scrolled across this video. It's called Against All Odds. It's a podcast about addiction and recovery. And yeah, somebody was, I think it was Mod's son. I don't know if you know who Mod's son is. He's like a pop punk guy. He's been in the game for a minute though, but he's been sober for like several years. And I just listened to the fucking his his story. It was a brief segment of his like addiction, but he fucking did a rail of coke and then overdosed and almost fucking died. And it just clicked with me. And that's why I would be more than happy to share on the pod, because that moment was like, okay, look, he's a creative guy who was like relying on fucking drugs to make music, and he got sober. And he said something. I ended up watching the whole podcast the next day at the airport, and he said something that just clicked with me, and it was like, um, I might get it a little wrong, but it was when you're using substances, especially when you're creating something. You know how like Rick Rubin talks about there's like a window of creativity, it's like a higher power or something. It's magic,
Mhm.
He says when you're abusing, a lot of the times that window, like you're cutting off the window to God or to the universe or whatever those ideas are cutting. You're closing the window. The window's not open, which is like hard. It was like I'm so good as an addict, dude. It's so easy to just justify shit because I was like, well, Stephen King wrote his best novels, like fucking all these crazy books off of. He was blacked out and doing mass amounts of cocaine.
Yep.
So it's like easy to justify, but it's like I'll say it firsthand, like I've made the best music I've ever made in my fucking life sober, and I feel so much more connected to it. And like, you don't need drugs to make music. Like,
Yeah.
you really don't. You really don't. It takes a while though, because it took me a long time to like open Ableton again after getting sober. Like, I was scared of that shit. Like, genuinely, like, I'm not gonna be able to make music. Like, I'm not. Like, it's just not gonna happen. And it took me like 2 to 3 months, which is really long for you, boy, to like not open Ableton. And it took me a while to like feel comfortable again. I'd say about like month 3 or 4, I was back in it, and around month 5, I was making music I was proud of. Like, it took a
Mm.
fucking while, which
Wow.
sucked
Wow.
ass. But
And no one knew about this publicly.
no, I've told a few friends. And my girlfriend briefly told my mom, but
So I'm
not to the extent,
curious.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
You said you mentioned when you were going, you first mentioned to your girlfriend, like, hey, I'm an addict. And because she has a sister that was like really going through it, it kind of like lessened. It wasn't as serious in her mind.
Yeah.
How did you get through to your family or her or both that like the extent of your addiction, like after March 1st?
Cause when I was telling Sarah about about it. I wasn't. I was just saying, hey, I'm an addict. I wasn't like, hey, I just did 100 pills in under 30 days. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
I didn't let her in on the full scoop, and she was like, Ozztin, you just did just a bunch of blow. You're fine, dude. Like, you don't do cocaine every day. You know, you don't do cocaine that much. And I didn't do cocaine that much. But there'd be times when I'd go hard, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think once I told her and I was just like, hey, like at least for like 2 weeks, please don't like ask me to do fucking anything. Like don't like just I was very upfront. I was just like, yo, like I gave her the rundown. I was like, for like 2 weeks, I just kinda wanna like I really don't want to leave the house. I just need time for like my brain to like fucking recover. And the next weekend I had a fucking 4 show run, which was fine. I was like, I was off the adrenaline off the shows, like gave me fuel, but it's crazy because that run there's a bunch of drugs, no desire to do them whatsoever though, which I was like, this is cool. I think I'm actually gonna be sober because I tried before, um, to backpedal a little bit when probably I don't know how far, like I was doing Adderall for like probably like 3 years, but it was never really abused minus like the last year. But when I was doing it all the time, I did take a month off, and I was like, I'm just gonna smoke weed. I'm just gonna do weed now. And then I eventually started just like waking and baking again, the addict thing. And then eventually I was like, all right, I'm just gonna have a beer. What's a beer? Wake up feeling like shit. Oh, I have this magic pill that will make me productive. So it was like a fucking cycle. And then I tried again and I was like, I just kept ending up buying them more. And I was just like,
Mm.
I kept justifying in my head though, I'm not an addict. But that moment of clarity, dude.
But I imagine it was so hard for you to be vulnerable to tell your girlfriend, "Hey, I'm an addict." And maybe you said it like sarcastically,
Yeah.
but still, like it must have been hard for you to be like, "Hey, I have a problem,"
Yeah.
and her to dismiss it when
Mhm.
like that was your way of trying to get help.
Yeah. But I don't think I was like fully trying. I
Mm.
was trying to justify how I felt in the moment,
Mm.
like I'm down bad because I'm an addict. And like,
Yeah.
I didn't let her in. She knew I was doing Adderall, and like, dude, Sarah's the fucking best, dude, for real. Like,
Yeah, I'm not trying to throw
no, no, no,
shade
no,
at her.
no, you're right. Like, she like during the, when I was doing drugs all the time and stuff, like I would be short on rent, and she would fucking take care of it. Like that girl's amazing. Like she fucking holds it down, and now we're doing better than ever and shit. And like she'll still have her fun and stuff, but like she doesn't. I don't. She also just doesn't have like the addict gene in her. So I think it was really
Sure.
hard for her to like understand. Because like she'll have a few drinks and be like, oh, let me hit the vape. I don't vape anymore, but like the next morning she would wake up and just like chuck it across the room. She's like, I don't want anything to do with that. I'm like, 5 hours ago you did. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I don't want to backpedal too much, but there's an important thread that I want to address related to kind of productivity.
yeah,
Like you had to learn that you could function and create the same, if not better, music without these substances,
yeah.
right? I can relate to this in the sense that when I was working, I was convinced I needed a couple hundred milligrams of caffeine to like be productive,
Mhm.
right? And I imagine no matter who you are, like you might have experienced something like this in your life where like you rely on something, whether it's caffeine, whether it's a drug, whether it's Adderall, whatever, to like get you through. How did you like unlearn that?
Um,
And like what advice do you have for someone that maybe is trying to unlearn that?
just be patient. Like just be patient and don't put any. It's hard to say, but just don't put pressure on yourself to like make anything good. Like just be patient and truly just trust the process. Like there's things like like start like if you like prioritize your health and stuff. Like if you try to eat clean or like just like lift some weights or go outside, go for a fucking walk. Like it's just that shit goes a long way and it helps like getting adequate sleep. But I'll just say just be fucking like patient with yourself. Like don't expect to make anything good or make anything full. Like just take your time. And I promise you, like the substances are not making you better. They really are not. It's fake. It's not real. And like Rick Rubin says, or Mod Sun or whoever, it's just like the cutting off the creation to God and stuff, or whatever, the universe, whatever that window is, it's real. Like you don't you don't need anything to like to create. It's just really hard to like believe it at times, but I think it's very true. Like but be patient with yourself and try to just be nice to yourself. Like we put on like as artists and stuff, it's just like you put so much pressure on yourself to make good music or make the thing better than like the last thing, and just if you're in the early stages of recovery, just be patient, like ground yourself with outside of the music, like I don't know.
Yeah, I imagine the imposter syndrome was really intense in
Yeah.
the beginning phase.
Yeah.
How did you deal with it then, and how do you deal with it now?
Um I don't know.
Because you're saying like just trust, just be patient.
Yeah.
But I imagine that's incredibly hard.
Yeah. No, it is. And like, I think the imposter syndrome and stuff like that shit comes in waves. Like sometimes, like still to this day, like being sober, I'm just like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, but like, I don't know. That's a tough. The imposter syndrome one is like it's hard to figure out, but I don't know. I don't know if I have a good answer for this
That's
one.
okay.
Like,
Well, let's try a different approach. Like,
Yeah.
what is the imposter syndrome saying?
um,
Like, what is the voice inside your head
you don't
saying?
like you suck and you don't deserve to be here and you're bad. Like you're just not good. That's what it's like. That's what it says a lot. It's just like you're not like you're not good, and it's a lot of it comes from comparing yourself to others though. Like, like I think that's like some of my friends are like the best producers in the fucking world, dude. And I'm just like, how the fuck do they do that? But then I have somebody with like I don't know, like I have somebody that has I have two people that have Ozztin tattooed on them, bro. So like I don't know, like I'm not trying to toot my own horn or something, but I'm like, okay, no, I'm not that bad. But even if you're like starting out, the imposter syndrome shit is never gonna go away. But like I don't know, man.
What's the dialogue like? So, okay, you hear a voice in your head.
Yeah.
You fucking suck.
Yeah.
Like, you just got lucky. Whatever it is.
Yeah. Thanks, bro. No, that's thanks, dude. No, you're right.
Like, I'm curious. Like, you're in that moment and you're just being bombarded by these really harsh inner critics.
Yeah.
How do you respond to that? Like, is it a conversation in your head?
Yeah. Well, I know that it'll bounce back. Like honestly, I know that I'm like, okay, these thoughts or these feelings, they'll eventually go away, and then I'll make a song that I'm proud of, and then it's probably not the most healthiest way of dealing with it. But yeah, no, I just know that those feelings and thoughts, they'll eventually go away.
Mm.
I don't know if that helps, but like it's all a wave, dude. And there's like, and again, like if that's what you're feeling like, dude, turn off your fucking phone. Turn off your phone. Go outside. You're loved. You're good. Just it's a bad day or a bad few weeks, Like a lot of that imposter syndrome shit happens too, is like when you're going through like a creative block or something like that. Like which those will always fade. Even if they don't seem like they'll fade, they will fade. Like you'll make something good again, I promise. And what you're currently making right now probably isn't as bad as you think it is. You're just not in the mood. Like I think mood is like a big thing too, because there's some days where I'm just like, I don't want to dubstep at all, which is rare for me to say, but like it's just like no matter what I make, it's gonna sound like ass to me. So let's just turn off the computer, go play Uno or something. Like just get your mind on something else, or go do a puzzle, or like color. I don't know.
Weird synchronicity right now.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it's unrelated. So
Uno's fun. That's what it is.
No, it's just I was at my apartment last night thinking about playing a game with a friend, and the only two games that I have are Uno and a puzzle.
Dude, nice, bro. That's awesome.
Anyway,
no, that's cool. That is weird.
A weird synchronicity.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll touch back on mood because I do want to touch on that, but I'm curious. Like, you're big on goals.
Yeah. Big goal guy.
Why didn't you put out your 2026 goals?
I
have your 2025 goals screenshotted.
Yeah,
by the way. So like, I'm curious where you're going because like, you played Lost Lands. Wakan was a dream festival for you.
Yeah.
Played.
Yes.
Like, where do you want to go? Like, how do you want to continue this progression in your career?
Yeah. I just want to continue. Like, I have my goals. Should I go get them really quick?
If you want,
Yeah, I think I should.
go
I
get
think so.
them.
But just to touch on it, I was like, I don't know. Sometimes I just don't want to come off like a douchey guy, bro.
See,
Like,
that's interesting.
like
no,
I'm
no
insecure
one's
about.
calling you a douche.
I know, but I'm like, if I post these, am I a douchebag? I don't, like, cause then it's like like, oh, wait, my 2024 goals or 20, like, most of them are checked off, and I just don't want to feel like somebody's not doing enough. You know what I mean? Like, it made me feel weird. Like, I did contemplate like posting them though, and I still like might. And I'm still trying to figure out the goals, but I have a nice list.
Get the list.
All right, 1 second.
Get it now. And what I'll say is, I think if you preface it like that, or whatever, like put it in the caption, be like, hey, this is not meant to make anyone feel bad. This is just like me holding myself accountable and also reflecting on this beautiful 2025 and now thinking forward to 2026. If you just like share your intention on why you're making this public, I think people would really resonate with that.
That's true. Yeah, because when I did it last year, I felt like it resonated with people a lot. And then I did have people like hit me up saying like, "Yo, I wrote down my goals this year."
I wrote down my goals
Yeah.
this year because of your post.
No way, bro. Really?
I wrote it down. You want me to share next?
Yeah, actually, I do. I'm curious. All right. Okay, 2026 goals. 35,000 on SoundCloud. Another reason why I think they're douchey, because it's numbers, and numbers don't fucking matter. You know what I mean? But they're like, they don't matter, but I'm like, this is what I want to achieve. But like, I think that's another big reason why I didn't want to, because I like, numbers don't matter, like, because they can fucking destroy you. You know what I mean? And I don't want to, like, comparison's a thief of joy, and I just don't want anybody like to feel like, like shitty. But okay, 2026 goals: 35K on SoundCloud, hit 100,000 monthly on Spotify for at least 1 month, collab with 3 bigger artists, hit 30,000 on Instagram, hit 30,000 on TikTok, start live streaming production sessions, get booked for 3 mainstream festivals. 1 out of 3 is completed. Dance Festopia. Fucking stoked. Lock in an EP on either Deadbeat, Cyclops Recordings, Subcarbon, or Wakan. Get in the best shape of my life. Get a passport. Already working on that. And have fun. Those are the 20
I love
things.
that.
Yeah.
And like, what's your process like for creating those goals? Like, why did you start, and what is your process like?
I started doing it because there are like a lot of, I like to listen to podcasts, as you do, and a lot of like very successful people talk about writing down the importance of goals and how if you write down stuff, it becomes a reality, which I've learned to become true. So that's like a big reason to why I started doing it. And then I look at it from like a realistic standpoint. So if I'm like, okay, I doubled my numbers this past year, right? I can probably double it or triple it now because there's some momentum. So I try to be as like realistic as possible and have like maybe like a few like goals out there that are like kind of crazy big. Like the 100K on Spotify things, like it seems really hard for me to do. Like Spotify is a code, like I haven't really cracked it. I mean, I have decent numbers on there now, but like that's one where I'm like, that might be really hard to do.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And so you just were really influenced by listening to podcasts, listening to successful people do it, and you're like, I'm gonna start doing it.
Yeah. And last year I was like upfront about it. But yeah, I don't know. Like I still just feel weird about it. Like I want to, because I think people do gain value out of it, but it's like maybe I just won't put all of them on there.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't know.
It's inspiring as someone that wrote his goals down because I saw you doing it. And I'm like, yeah, I probably should do that too.
Okay, so maybe I should, dude. Like I liked doing it last year, but yeah, I guess I could just word it properly or something. I don't know.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
could wordsmith a caption.
Dude, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, dude, your turn though.
My turn?
Yeah. I'm curious, bro.
I think it was just 3 things.
Nice.
Yeah, so by June 30th, so halfway through the year, I want at least 1,000 followers on Instagram, which I think's doable. I might change that to 2,500.
Yeah.
At least 500 monthly listeners to the pod, and at least 1 kind of tier 1 artist. Tier 1 meaning like in the same class as like the mega headliners,
Yeah,
like the
like
Excision,
Levity or Tapey or-
Subtronics. Yeah, like
Okay, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
By the end of the year, 5,000 followers on Instagram. So that's why I think I'm moving June 30th to 2,500.
Okay.
1,000 monthly listeners for the pod, and Subtronics.
Dude, yeah. That would be that. Those are good, bro. And that's like they're real. Like it can definitely fucking.
I hope so. I thought they were a little ambitious.
No,
but
I don't think so at all, bro. It just
Okay.
like it just like there's a I don't know. I'm still figuring out social media, but there is like a strategy. Like I don't know how
Yeah.
many times you're trying to post a week and stuff, but
the answer is more.
yeah, there's always more, dude. Yeah.
Okay. I feel like we have a pretty good picture of kind of the career arc. Is there anything you feel like that's really important that we like kind of missed in your professional side of things?
Probably think of this tomorrow morning in the shower or something. Okay, yeah. Well, I guess another track that just helped is the Greta Van Fleet remix. You know, I think that one is what got me like touring all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why that just popped into my head, but I'm like that track is what I think really like helped launch some shit. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, no, I think
How so?
because it blew up on TikTok, which if you're an aspiring artist like myself, TikTok is like you have to do it, man. You don't have to, but you're wasting time if you don't. Like it's just like one of the things we have to do now, and some inspiration for some people is like a lot of people are like, fuck social media, 100% with you there. You know, I don't like it, but you can have fun with it. And back in the day, as an artist, you're trying to make it, like you'd have to go to radio stations with CDs. You know what I mean?
Yep.
To be like, yo, listen to my shit, sign me, blah, blah, blah. Now it's at your fingertips. And TikTok is just like such a big fucking platform. And like your music is good, dude. People need to hear it. So just put it out on TikTok. You don't have to do a corny dance in front of your shit. You can find a way that works for you. Some advice I got from a friend too is like embrace your cringe.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like who fucking cares, dude? Who cares?
That's what I wanted to ask you about, because like that's been very clear. Like you've always just been doing the things on social. Your content's hysterical, by the way.
Thank you. Sometimes I'm like, it's so dumb.
Yeah. How do you
Sometimes-
deal with that? Because right, like there's a part of you that is worried about what other people think of you, and yet you're still freely able to create. Well, on the surface at least, looks like you're so freely able to create content that might be viewed as cringe.
Dude, yeah, I don't know. I know definitely like there's some shit that I've posted in the past. I'm like, I'm definitely losing followers from this, but I just like, I don't care. If you fuck with me, you'll stay, you know? And like, there's like this thing, I've heard with like marketing, I'll probably butcher it, but it's like marketing as like a funnel, right? So it's like, if you're just promoting your music, it's like towards the end of the funnel. So you're only getting people that are into your thing. But if you like try to do like, I'm a goofy goober, right? So it's like, I'll try to like do shit that has nothing to do with music to kind of like get people at the top of the funnel that don't, and then they'll eventually figure out that like, oh wait, this guy makes music, I hate it, or maybe it's okay, you know?
Yep.
It's not. I don't think it's the best way of getting like an organic, like super organic following online. Well, I guess it's organic, but like they might not resonate with your music as much, but they fuck with like the dumb shit.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, you know?
Yeah, they might not resonate with it day one, but
Yeah, but the
year
art,
one.
Yeah, but like the art of just like not giving a fuck, which everybody gives a fuck. You have to, like, it's part of being human. But yeah, I've tried to, especially with being sober too. I used to do the dopamine hits scrolling, which sometimes I fall victim to sometimes, but posting and ghosting, just like post. I'm not gonna
it's
fucking.
a Rogan line.
It is a Rogan line, and it's so good, bro. Like, cause there will be days I've noticed if I start my day with social media, it's gonna be a social media day, and I'm just gonna constantly check it. But if I wake up, don't check it, or just schedule my post, I'm not gonna look at it.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, I don't know. The cringe shit though, I'm like, whatever, dude. It's dumb. If anybody takes it that seriously, like, just think like scrolling how quick it goes. You know. Like it's so quick. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Like,
But it still prevents so many people from doing it.
yeah, I know, but it's like you're just getting in your own way, I think.
Yeah.
You know, like for the most part. Obviously it's like you don't have to make you don't have to try to make funny shit, but there's a way for you to like bring out your personality somehow. It's always good. Just like finding the way to do it that's somewhat authentic or somewhat, yeah, just try not to be like anybody else. I don't know.
No, but what's interesting is like I kind of said this, but not this explicitly. Like you hated being humiliated.
Yeah.
Growing up. And now here you are putting yourself out there to be humiliated.
Yeah.
Which I think is fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I don't even know how you get there.
Yeah, I don't either, dude. Maybe I love to feel bad about myself. No, I don't know. I don't know. I think the older I get, the wiser and the less I care.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's still part of me that will always like care. Like mainly comes down to the music shit though. I'm just like when I get roasted in the SoundCloud comments, sometimes I'm like, God, fuck you, dude. You know, I'll be like, damn, dude, got me. I'm bad, whatever, dude. But I think the internet, I've just like it's a fucking game and it's silly. So I just try not to. I don't know. Whatever, dude. Who cares? Take it how you want it. If there's at least one person that thinks it's silly, then it worked.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Well, I'm that one person, so
Yeah. Oh,
there
yeah.
you go.
Thanks, bro.
At the
Yeah.
very least.
Yeah.
Cool. I would love to get a better sense of who you are outside of the guy in Ableton all day.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned paddleboarding. I know you like to pee sitting down.
I love to pee sitting down, dude.
I also
backwards,
like to pee sitting down.
Backwards, dude. So your elbows have a rest, dude. It's so nice. It's so nice.
I saw
You can
that.
flush with your elbow, dude. Yeah. It's great. Try it, boys. Or girls too. Girls can do it too.
No, I saw that tweet and I'm just like, or I don't even know where I saw it. And I'm like, respect.
Wait, did I put that on the internet?
It's on the internet. How else would I know about it?
I thought you were just talking shit, bro. No, I didn't know that was real.
You do pee sitting down.
I mean, I actually don't, but
Oh
no.
So I just added myself.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, no.
Judge
I do
me,
pee sitting down.
humiliate me.
Yeah. Only if the boys do it, I'll do it too.
You had a poll on Twitter from God knows how long ago, peeing in the shower.
Oh.
You do. Apparently, you pee in the shower.
Fuck yeah, dude. Right in the drain, dude. Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. Yeah. No, I still do that. Yeah.
So like, yeah. Who are you outside of music? Like, touching grass is important to you. What does that mean?
Just like going outside, going for walks. Since being sober, I've got super into like lifting weights again. Which I've gone through phases of my life where I'll just get jacked, get a 6-pack, and then I'm like, not doing that anymore, you know, or just fall off slowly. But I've gotten pretty big into fitness, dude. I really like it for my brain and stuff. It makes me feel good. But yeah, you know, this one time years ago I went on a Tinder date and I'm pretty sure the girl never responded to me again because dubstep is my personality and I know she's like this fucking dude, like, you know, like, so I don't know, outside of my whole identity is being is making beats, but I do like to snowboard. However, I've been too poor to snowboard out here. I have all my shit, you know. I did ski club from the moment I could snowboard to now or whatever, but I haven't been out here yet because it's expensive. But they do have like a veteran pass where it's half off. But I've never been able to justify like spending like $600. But I really want to get into snowboarding. I do love to paddleboard with my girlfriend. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. What do you love about paddleboarding or snowboarding?
Snowboarding, I mean, it's hard to say. I've gone a few times back home because my buddy gets really good deals back home. So I love that just because it's like you get in a state of flow. Like it's just like a flow state of just like you're like concentrated and you're not really thinking about much. It's kind of like quiets the mind and it's just fucking fun to ride down a mountain, dude. And like paddleboarding, I just like it because you know, I like to get tan. Even though I fucking burn, dude. I'm like halfway ginger, so I get sunburnt. But my girlfriend loves the paddleboard, and I've learned to love it too.
Yeah,
and it's just good to get out of the house. But
Yeah.
I've been trying to develop like more hobbies, but honestly, it's like a poverty thing. Like I did jujitsu, and I was in
You're such a
middle school.
Rogan kid,
dude. Yeah, but
Jesus.
I did it before Joe Rogan was Joe Rogan, dude.
Okay.
I was doing it. I did jujitsu in high school for a lot of high school. I did it. Same with like
Cool.
MMA. That's why I fucked with Rogan though, because I'm like, oh, this is a UFC guy, you know. But I'm trying to join a jujitsu gym eventually, but again, finances are just a little sketch sometimes. So I'm like, it's like $150 or at least $150 a month probably to join a gym. So I've just been hesitant, but I've been trying to like join
Yeah.
or just get more hobbies and stuff. I fucking love Uno, dude. You know, dude, my girl and I will play alone, bro. We'll just like play one-on-one Uno.
I've never heard anyone say that sentence.
Dude, it's fun.
I
I got Uno No Mercy, bro.
I don't even know what that is.
Bro, they have plus 10s.
Oh,
It's so bad. It
wow.
actually is not fun at all because the game never ends. Yeah.
Well, if you got nothing to do since you're sober.
Yeah. Exactly, dude.
What do you do on Saturday nights? I just play Uno.
I just
plus
play
10
Uno
Warzone.
competitively, bro. Yeah.
What are your personal goals? Do you have a list of how you want to grow personally this year?
Oh, yeah, dude. I want to I want to get in the best shape of my life.
Oh, you
I want,
did mention that.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I just want to get a fucking six-pack, bro. I'm getting closer and closer each day. I just want to like go. I just want to turn 30 and just be like in good shape. I'm in pretty decent shape now, but you know, I just want to get pretty shredded. I want to make more money. You know, I really want to like. I teach a lot of people. I know this is like ties back into Ableton, but I have a lot of students and stuff. I teach a lot of production stuff online. I really want to do that and start live streaming it. I think that's still tied into music though. I would like to get a car because my car got stolen.
Oh yeah.
And I don't have one, but I'm waiting till I can buy one cash. I want to travel, like outside of dubstep. You know, like I go to these cities and stay in hotel rooms and don't really get out much, but I want to do some like vacations and stuff. And
what's
I
the
don't-
top of your list? Because you traveled when you were in the Marines.
Yeah, I would love to. I really want to go to like Japan or
Yeah.
like somewhere in East Asia because I've been to like West Asia, but I want to go to like Thailand, Japan, maybe South America and stuff. But yeah, I want to be a better partner to my girlfriend too, because like I'll just be fucking making beats all the time, and I feel bad. Like I'm just like, sorry, like it's my job, but
Yeah, I wanted to go there, so thank you for bringing us there. Sounds like she's been like a really strong supporter
Yeah.
throughout,
Yeah.
and like you guys have a beautiful relationship. Like, what has she unlocked in you?
Like definitely like how to be like happier outside of my purpose, like she loves to like go do things. I'm a very like homebody unless it's dubstep related. So she's gotten me really good at like doing stuff like that. Like I don't know. There's a lot, dude. Like I'm definitely gonna marry her one day. Yeah. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. I was debating asking that question.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
family planning.
Oh, yeah, definitely. No, Sarah's great. Like she just makes me like I don't know. There's like a lot. We have a nice little family at home, dog and a cat and stuff. But I don't know. Yeah, she just makes me feel okay. You know, like sometimes I'm not okay, but she holds it down, holds it down.
When you say not okay, like what do you mean?
I don't know.
Like who are you on your worst days, right? Because like what we see is this happy, goofy guy chill dude on social media,
Yeah,
which of course is probably you for most of the time.
yeah,
But you can't always be like that.
yeah. No, it's definitely gotten better since being sober though, because like the lows aren't nearly as bad. But I don't know. I just don't want to like leave the house or like make eye contact with other humans. Honestly, that comes from the road a lot though.
Mm.
Like it's just like the social battery is only good for so long. So like, a lot of times it's just like I don't want to leave the house. But I haven't had really too many like horrible days in a while.
Mm.
Like mainly just I don't know. When my buddy Dom died, that was fucking horrible. That was like a horrible fucking like while there. But yeah, on my worst days, I don't know, dude. I'm still pretty chill. Like I really don't get angry at all, like which I'm really happy about. I don't think I have that trait. Like obviously there's shit I'll get angry about sometimes, but it's like I don't know.
Mm,
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah,
I have noticed as I've been on my own personal growth journey that I get less angry.
yeah.
So
I think
I would like to think that maybe if you don't have any anger in your body, then maybe you're much further along on that journey than most people.
yeah. Well, I don't know. I've never been like a hothead one. Like obviously there's some shit that'll get pissed off, but I've gotten I don't know. I'm trying to get better at talking about my emotions too. Like. But sometimes I'm like, I don't know exactly what I feel. I don't know how to speak it into words. I think that's why I make music all the time though.
Mm.
Yeah.
How do you try to talk about like what are you doing to like work on that?
I don't know, right? Because like I feel like I'm an open book, but I don't know if I'm doing anything like actively. You know, like I don't know. I need to start journaling, bro.
I
Yeah.
can recommend it.
Do you do it?
Yeah.
Night every day?
Yeah.
What do you write about? Is it just like your day to day stuff?
Stream
Or?
of consciousness.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Does it? Do you like it? Like, does it help you? Like, what do you
I
get out of it?
I find that it helps me kind of if I get it on paper, then it doesn't bother me throughout the day.
Okay.
It's like I'm giving it an outlet.
Nice.
Um, yeah, I've done the artist way. Have you heard about the artist way?
I don't think so.
The Artist Way is a very highly regarded book by Julia Cameron. It's about unlocking kind of your creativity. So
Hmm.
it's a 12-week program on like doing exercises and whatnot and how to kind of unblock and unlock creativity. It's a lot of like, thinking about your childhood and where you might have like received creative blocks and what beliefs you have about people that are creative that aren't really serving you. And like, I don't know if I'm explaining well, but anyway, in that
Yeah.
process, um, what is very highly regarded specifically about it is something called the morning pages. And it's 30 minutes of stream of consciousness writing every single morning. It's your morning pages. And I did the artist way and did morning pages and like really I liked doing the 30 minutes of writing every morning. It fell off for a period like a year or two. And now I got into it a couple months ago and I'm not doing quite 30 minutes, but the act of just putting things down on paper
Yeah.
and just getting it out of my head is really important because I meditate too. And meditation's great. It like helps me kind of take a step back from my thoughts, but still like those same thoughts cycle. So
Right.
it's like if I just get them on paper, they cycle less.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
Interesting, dude. I just like feel like what the stream of consciousness is that ever just like gibberish or like
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. The
What?
idea is like forget like it's your journal. Who cares what's in it?
Yeah, yeah.
Like just write. Don't
Okay.
stop writing until you feel like it's time you're done.
Okay, dude. I have to pick that up. Like I don't know. I have friends that swear by it, dude. I've just like
Yeah.
never. I'm like, what am I gonna write about? But I guess it's just like you don't have to write about
There's no way to
anything.
do it wrong.
Yeah. Hmm.
So we have a segment on the pod where the prior guest asks the next guest a question without knowing who that guest is going to be.
Heard.
So this question is from Tesseract last episode. And he wants to know like what would you tell your younger self about the path that you're on, the future that you're about to experience if you can go back and tell your younger self something. And it doesn't necessarily have to be advice. It's just like you could share something with your younger self.
Everything's gonna be okay.
Mm.
Everything. Yeah. Everything's gonna be all right, dude. Yeah.
When do you think your younger self would have needed to hear that the most?
Probably in high school. Probably in high school, or even like just getting out of the military, like during the Mentee B time. Like yeah, it's all gonna work out. Everything's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. What else do you want people to know about you? Something that you feel like you wanted to share but didn't have an opportunity to.
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. I've rhythm tattooed on my leg. It's dumb. It's not personal at all, really. Um, yeah, dude. I don't know. Yeah,
Fair.
yeah, dude.
Great.
Yeah.
Rhythm, baby. Cool, man. I think that's it.
Dude, yeah, this was great. I fuck with what you're doing, man.
Appreciate it.
This was a lot of fun.
I'm glad that you enjoyed it, and I appreciate that compliment. It's
Yeah.
just out here sharing people's stories.
Yeah, no, it's cool, dude. I like it a lot, dude.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I can give you some homies if you're interested.
Heck yeah, I'm
Yeah.
interested. I gotta hit my numbers, my goals.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I have like a lot of people on my brain right now that I'm sure would love to do this.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Cool, brother.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Dude, thank you. Thanks for the coffee.
Of course, brother. Thank you so much for listening. If there was something in this episode that resonated with you, feel free to share it with a friend, leave a review, drop a comment, a like. It all really helps. Much love.